What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another EpicVerse live show. It is I, Josiah, and with me is Mike, and it's just
What was the hold on to your buckets.
take off, baby.
Yeah. Wow.
It's just Mike and I. Disbrew might be joining us later.
Maybe.
Ben got Ben is, we don't know where Ben's at, to be honest.
No, we don't have any clue where he's gone to, dude.
I think so one of the things that Mike and I have figured out through a lot of scientific evaluations is that Ben might have got sucked through a portal that was in his own butthole, which honestly sounds about right. So
yeah.
Apparently there's an echo. Is that coming from me or is that coming from you?
Shouldn't be coming from me.
Echo. Someone's just said, "Holy echo, Batman," but I don't. Do you hear me echoing? Do I sound like I'm echoing?
You sound fine to me, dude.
Whoa. Interesting. So I don't know what's going on with that, but let me look up and look at the.
Have you ever YouTubed before, Josiah?
This is my first time. I don't really know what YouTube is. So let me see. Let me listen to it real quick here. Listen to the stream here.
Let me see here.
It sounds fine to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They hate us. Maybe they're just messing with us. I don't know.
That's possible. So how's it going, chat? How's everyone doing? We have a lot to talk about today, obviously, with amazing shows that we all get to experience right now, like She-Hulk and Rings of Power. All just absolutely fantastic content. But of course, there's also Cobra Kai that came out as well, which is apparently good. I've never seen it, but apparently it's good from what people say. So, maybe one of these days I'll check it out. So
I doubt it.
No, it's on my list. It's on my list.
No, dude. No, you're not on your freaking list. You just crack open a cold one?
Well, yeah. Well, it's actually it's a G Fuel.
Just as day drinking on stream. It's like, listen, man, it's Saturday.
I will. Do you want me to?
Listen, you can do what you want. I mean, the chat might like it if you get drunk on stream.
Chat, you get drunk.
The MCU.
Oh man, Lucasfilm released the new Willow trailer. Comments disabled and shows downvote disabled by owner. Oh
yeah.
Yikes.
Holy cow, dude, that was fast.
Yikes.
Yeah, they don't even have the likes up on there anymore.
Is that on the Lucasfilm channel?
Yeah. Yep. I have it right here actually.
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
it only has 3,000 views and they already disabled it.
Holy cow.
What did they do?
No.
You want me to wait, pull this up?
Yeah, I'll share my screen here.
This is bad, dude.
Ooh, I haven't even watched this yet.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Oh no. Okay, so as you guys can see here, the new Willow trailer just dropped like a few minutes ago. The like button's already disabled by owner. They don't even have a single like on here. Is that correct? Or is it just hiding it too?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Does it hide the likes too?
I don't know. Actually, I really don't know how that works.
And then the comments are turned off. Like this. Now we gotta watch this because I'm very curious.
They gotta protect, the racism.
Yeah. So
racism.
Yeah, exactly. So that's awful. I mean, it's literally just dropped. So let's go ahead and kind of see what's going on here. It's loud.
You think you know what is real and what isn't. What is light?
Oh wow!
What is
you made
dark?
it so tiny.
Getting really steamy over here.
Yeah. Why'd you make it so tiny?
Make what so tiny?
Oh, there you go. You made it bigger now. At first, it was all small. I couldn't see it.
Oh. Here, let me just full screen it. Is that better?
Oh, it looks so much better, dude.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Now, forget all you know.
Forget all you know. How many times do we hear this rhetoric coming from Hollywood these days? It's like
let the past die. Kill
It's
it if
in
you have to.
everything!
Yep.
Can't
Don't
say
remember the
anything
past.
else.
Forget everything you've ever learned. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
The creativity coming from Hollywood these days is stunning.
Yeah.
Truly.
Willow.
There he is.
We're looking for the sorcerer, Willow. I was told that once long ago you defeated the forces of evil.
You remind me of your mother.
My dear friend, I thought I could prevent all this.
Oh boy.
I was wrong. My brother was abducted. The world needs you again. It needs your magic.
Follow me. We must go.
I will say it is kind of cool seeing Warwick Davis, as a Willow again. Warwick Davis, freaking legend. Absolute legend.
You know what's really sad?
What?
Some of the shots in this look better than Rings of Power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Already.
It actually does.
Yeah.
Like the costuming looks better, to be honest, as well.
But
yeah.
but
Yikes.
at the same time, like,
Yeah.
Follow
it's
me.
Disney.
Oh boy.
We must go. Beyond the edge of our world. Into the unknown.
Willow!
I need your help.
Just like old times. Attack! Running! Horses! And happy to see it.
That feels like total ripoff of Princess Bride right there. Feels like they're like, hey, here's a weird guy that lives in a hovel.
It's Miracle Max, but tiny.
Dude,
Man.
I saw it in the chat. Yeah, dude, Warwick Davis is awesome. That's the thing that sucks because I want to see. He deserves, that kind of like love and stuff. But Disney doesn't care.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Especially
Exactly.
if Peter Dinklage is around anywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Pick that ladder over.
Canceled.
Rallying the forces of evil.
Whoa.
The only thing standing in its path is us.
I'm going to enjoy this.
If you're thinking what I'm thinking, so am I.
I doubt that very much. Take him to my tent and make sure he's tied up.
I don't know. See, that kind of sounds like we're on the same page.
Huh?
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
When I was a kid, I used to play at being a sorcerer, visiting strange worlds.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Fighting monsters. Never thought I'd actually really do it.
I was gonna say, when are we gonna get to see magic?
Yeah. Exactly.
Trolls. I'm so.
So is the idea for this that kid is going to kind of be the replacement for Willow? Is that kind of the idea? Or
I don't know. I wish I knew.
I mean, probably. That's kind of it's kind of the same song and dance that Disney does with everything these days. So
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
We have to hurry.
You have to hurry.
Same as last time. With my friends.
Wow.
So, like,
Well, there you go.
That wasn't the worst trailer I've ever seen.
No.
And to be honest, like, how does it still look better than Rings of Power?
Exactly.
It felt like there was way more action and way more things going on, but you know that Disney's going to deconstruct the whole thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know that they gotta, yeah. And they already cut out the in this trailer they don't show it, but in the first trailer, like the one redheaded black chick is I think she's in a relationship with the main chick, or at least they show them almost kissing each other and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
But at the same time, I'm like, you already know they're gonna screw it all up.
Oh yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty pathetic that this looks better than Rings of Power, the $1 billion show.
I don't think. Somebody said this is a show. This is a movie. This Willow is a series. It's not a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I think people are just kind of sick and tired of everything coming from Disney, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
100%, because you already know you can already guess what it's going to be. Oh, they dropped a little trailer for Mando season 3.
Oh snap!
You should watch that too, because I know you're Josiah's a huge Mandalorian fan.
Yep. Watch the ending and everything. It was great.
He watched the ending of the last 10 minutes of season 2. Yeah. He hasn't watched any of the rest of the show at all.
Nope. And I'm proud of it. Cheers, Gaffer.
You're the worst. I hate you so much.
Boomerstick is asking, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah. I saw that. Yep. Thanks.
Yeah, funny that you should mention that, Boomerstick.
No. Oh my god.
Mike actually does have.
I do have a YouTube channel now.
He
Yep,
does have a freaking.
I only have one
YouTube
video that I uploaded
channel.
4 days ago.
Yeah, and it's amazing. It is
Oh.
stellar content
It's
here.
not at all.
So as you can see, there's Mike with his new channel, Epic Mike. Go check it out. I'm sure that Boomerstick will.
Why did you read it like that?
Like what?
Like it was hard. Like you were like Epic Mike. Like you made it build up like there was this really cool name.
I don't know how else do you want me to read it?
You could just be like, oh, it's his
Epic
channel.
Mike. It's Epic Mike.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. That's
cool.
That's how I would have read it.
I mean, you gotta have some excitement to it, man.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. Look at your face. Look how excited you are right now.
I was not excited because I had to review the Rings of Power. I wish I could be excited, but I wasn't. I was very sad. I was like, this show sucks, dude. Like, oh, geez.
So yeah.
Welcome to my channel.
Here he
All
is.
right. Yep. Diving into the deep end. We don't have to watch this anymore. I'm leaving.
So make sure you go check out Epic Mike's new channel. We'll drop a link to it and everything else. Actually, let me go ahead and send this link over to Boomerstick real quick here, so he can do his thing. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy.
Thank
for you.
you.
Mike.
Well, we're trying. Next video up that I'm working on is the next Rings of Power review.
Oh, nice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll be dropping that, and then probably doing once She-Hulk is over, I'll be doing a She-Hulk review. I'm also working on a Doctor Who review for season 1 with Christopher Eccleston. I just finished it, so
nice.
I plan on doing a review of like every season. So,
oh, that's a cool idea. I like that.
Until we get to probably till we get to Jodie Whittaker, and then I'll stop.
Yeah, just stop altogether.
Yeah, the show got canceled. Weird.
Just pretend the rest of it doesn't exist at all.
Yeah, it's all over, guys.
You know what? Maybe someday we'll continue on with the Doctor Who saga, but for now, that's all we got.
Nope, it's over. I hope they reboot this show one day. Yeah.
By the way, did you see the trailer that She-Hulk released for the mid-season kind of thing with Daredevil?
Yeah.
Yep. They're bringing Daredevil into it, everyone, because they've done such a great job with all the other cameos of male characters in this show.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's gonna be great.
You know, chop off Hulk at the knees, chop off Long at the knees. Next, Daredevil.
Daredevil. Rah! Well, my favorite part is how she complains in like episode 2 about all the cameos, and then they just show like even more cameos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're like, this is what our show is now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. That's all that they do is just show cameos now of everyone.
Thank you everybody for subscribing to the channel. I do appreciate that. That means a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. And then Sixer Iverson, thank you for the $2 super chat. Epic Mike, you missed Splatoon 3 with G&G yesterday.
I know. I was spending time with the wife and family, but also I really was hesitant about Splatoon 3 because I wasn't sure that it was actually going to be as good as people were hoping it was going to be, and it sounds like it's like more like Splatoon 2.5, and that interests me very little. But maybe I'll have to look into it more. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, Mike only hates Rings of Power because he has internalized racism.
Yeah, I hate myself and I just don't realize it. Yep, it's true.
Yep, that's how that works. So
100%.
Let me go ahead and try to pull up let me see if I can find the statement, the official statement that Amazon has released this week for Rings of Power.
They waited a whole week. They were like, we said everybody, they had their hands ready. They had the button ready, and they're like, how's everybody receiving this? And everybody's like, we don't really like the show. Like,
Racist.
Yeah. Racist.
Oh, it's so good. By the way, did you see George the Giant Slayer's response to that as well?
I did not yet.
It was fantastic. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they released first. So let me go ahead and pull this up here, and then we'll take a look at George the Giant Slayer's response to it, which was Awesome. So this is what the Lord of the Rings on Prime released this past week over on, this is the official site for Rings of Power, or page on Twitter. So we stand in solidarity with our cast. Hashtag you are all welcome here. And it's very interesting because literally as soon as they dropped this, Elijah Wood posted a picture of him with Dominic Monaghan and Billy Boyd wearing like shirts that show a bunch of different colored ears and stuff. And and he had the hashtag you are all welcome here. And then Sean Astin did the same thing, wearing a hat with different colored ears. And, you know, the ears are all different shapes as well, which already shows right there that there is a diverse cast or diverse range of characters in Middle Earth. But obviously that isn't enough for the woke mindset, the woke ideology. So they have to then color all of the ears as well. Which will always be the most one of the funniest things that I've ever posted was when I posted something like Guardians of the Galaxy still has a more diverse cast of characters than the Eternals, and SJW has freaking lost their
They
mind.
got so upset about that. They're like, "Are you saying that a black woman wearing makeup on her face is diverse? No, they're covering her black skin." And you're like, "What? She's an alien. Like,
she's green. She's
green." They're like, "No."
They're
all
even more diverse because you're actually dealing with other races and species and everything else that are all, you know, coming together.
Yeah.
I know this is crazy, but Mike and I were actually both humans. So
well, I mean, you are.
So let's go ahead and take a look at what they say here. We, the cast of Rings of Power, stand together in absolute solidarity and against the relentless everyone, racism, threats, harassment, and abuse. Some of our castmates of color are being oh my gosh, are being subjected to on a daily basis. We refuse to ignore it or tolerate it. They've see, that's what this whole show has become about. And this was what their whole plan was from the beginning, was that if this show got received negatively because of how terrible the writing was and the storytelling and everything else, they have that racism button that they can push, and it's just ready to go. So
they already pulled the like sexism button, you know, and all that stuff, and they were just like, "Listen, get it ready, do it."
Exactly.
They're like, "When do we do it?" And they're like, "Hold." Hold. They're like, "This show kind of sucks." No. Racism. They hate the black people on the show. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna ignore the fact that like our first like storyline with the black elf was that he's racist, that people don't like him because he's an elf. And then the next episode, what did they put him in chains?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
They put him in dirt. They burn him in dirty clothes and chains.
They're like, we gotta put in these lingering shots showing the chains on him. You know, we really just have to nail this, get this point across here.
But you're the racists. How dare you?
Yeah, which is I mean, that like the race stuff with Rings of Power has been one of the least discussed things that has been in our circles when it comes to the issues that are with this show. A lot of it has to do with the terrible dialogue. Honestly, Galadriel probably is taking the most heat because she is just absolutely horrendous in this show. And you know, people are critical of like the elves, the way that the elves look, you know, talking about like their hair and everything else, and people are just very not having a good time with this show because of a lot of those issues. The race thing has been one of the least talked about things among our circles. Like Disa, honestly, even though I think that doesn't make much sense that she is a darker dwarf in Khazad-dûm and all that stuff, the character that's playing her is actually doing a pretty good job from what we've seen. She actually has charisma, which is more than you can say about pretty much anyone else that's in the show. So you know, and honestly, I was actually saying this in my video about Rings of Power yesterday. I was talking about Arondir, and you know, the fact is that even though it doesn't make sense that he is this like dark elf character that doesn't fit into the lore of Tolkien, he actually, as far as his acting goes, for the most part with the writing that he's given, he's doing a decent job as playing an elf character. Honestly, I think that a lot of it just goes down to the fact that the writing of the show, no matter what kind of character it is just absolutely terrible. The Harfoots are awful. Galadriel is horrible. Like, especially this past episode when we actually find out some of the customs that the Harfoots have, which I'm sure we'll be getting into later. Holy crap, the Harfoots are terrible people.
Yeah, they're so brutal, dude.
I was like,
Oof.
what?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be like the ancestors of freaking like hobbits and stuff, and they're like, if you break your leg, we're gonna get
out of here. Time to get out of here. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow, you're getting pretty old. You're getting pretty slow there, old man.
There's like Mr. I don't remember his name. So and so died from bees. Everyone starts laughing and stuff. It's like, what?
Yeah. Like, what a loser. And then they're like, but we remember him in our hearts.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's bad. It's really bad. But you know, all of those criticisms aside, obviously the only criticism that fans actually have is racism.
Yeah, that's all we've ever complained about is, you know.
Yeah.
Why is that black guy on the show? Yeah. Specifically, mainly only the black elf. You know, nobody cares about the black hobbits at all.
Right.
The black Harfoots, excuse me. Yeah. Even though he's, you know, wearing like a potato sack and he's got like the nappy hair and he's dirty and gross. And,
yeah, exactly.
You know.
J.R.R. Tolkien created a world which, by definition, is multicultural. You mean the fact that there are men, elves, and dwarves, and hobbits,
orcs, ents, yeah.
But yeah,
wizards.
That isn't enough for the wokesters.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, my bad.
A world in which free peoples from different races, and cultures join together in fellowship to defeat the forces of evil. Rings of Power reflects that. So apparently Lord of the Rings never reflected that. Apparently Tolkien himself never actually reflected that.
No.
It can only be reflected by the amazing works of Amazon.
Yeah.
Our world has never been all white. Fantasy has never been all white. I don't think anybody has ever said that fantasy is all white. Middle Earth is not all white. BIPOC belong. Oh my gosh. BIPOC belong in Middle Earth, and they are here to stay. Seeing BIPOC and Middle Earth in the same sentence just kills me on the inside.
Somebody said that. Yeah.
Yeah. Finally, all our love and fellowship go out to the fans supporting us, especially fans of color who are themselves being attacked simply for existing in this fandom. Mike, are you being attacked for being in this fandom?
Yeah.
Just existing? Are you being attacked?
Daily, people are like, do you like Lord of the Rings? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you can't like it because you're black. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so stupid, dude.
Yeah. They pull out the racism gun on me all the time.
Yeah.
Do you like Tolkien's works? Racism. You can't. We're gatekeeping the race. We're gatekeeping it. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. We only want white people and orcs and dwarves and Uruk-hai and wizards and what, you know, all of that. We only want them here, not the blacks. Get out. Yeah.
Do you feel do you feel safe and happy that Amazon is speaking on your behalf in this way?
I'm so glad that this giant billion-dollar company that is known for chewing up and spitting out workers at their facilities, that had people pissing in bottles because they were terrified to take a break. You know, I'm so glad that they're following through on their checklist that they said that they would follow through on.
Yeah,
you know, with every show because they care so much about BIPOC. Yep. They really cared for as a BIPOC. BIPOC. Hi, I'm BIPOC. I'm very protected.
Mike, I have good news for you though. Amazon sees you. They see your bravery.
Good.
Your fan cams. Your fan art. And insights that make this community a richer place and remind us of our purpose. You are valid.
Me.
Amazon's letting you know, Mike, you are valid.
I'm valid.
This multi-billion-dollar company is...
You're not valid, Josiah. I'm valid.
You are loved. and you belong. You're an
I'm loved and
integral
I belong.
part of the Lord of the Rings family.
Yep. I'm more special than you are
Yep.
because I'm BIPOC.
BIPOC.
BIPOC. Racism.
And so George the Giant Slayer made this as kind
Here
of a
we go.
response, which is hilarious.
Dude, I love George the Giant Slayer.
We, the cast of Rings of Power, stand together in absolute solidarity and against anything J.R.R. Tolkien wrote. We are committed to subverting and destroying his work on a daily basis. We hear your valid criticism about the show, but we refuse to listen to it or tolerate it. We obviously know that we can never come close to Tolkien's writings, so we are going to hyper-focus on the race swapping issue as a shield to deflect from any other criticism, such as the shitty dialogue, the cheap plot, the MacGuffins, and Morfydd being a Karen. Finally, all our love and fellowship go out to the fans, giving us money, especially people of color who, if we really cared, we would give them free Amazon Prime memberships for life. But we won't actually ever do that because we are here only to virtue signal and pretend we care. Your money is an integral part of the Lord of the Rings family. Thanks for opening your wallets. Namaste.
Yeah. Where's my free Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
I'm kind of pissed, dude.
Yeah.
I'm kind of pissed off about this. I didn't get my free Amazon Prime. Racism. Yeah.
So it's terrible, dude.
It's bad. My favorite part is those stupid shirts that they're wearing were made by like a TikToker.
Yeah.
The guy on TikTok, he was like crying. He's like, they're wearing my shirts. Oh. And I was like, yeah, because people are only defined by their ears, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? It's really offensive to people that don't have ears, though.
That's true. That's not very inclusive.
No. What about snakes? Snake folk. Frog folk.
Yikes. There they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a thing. That's a thing. And
why does Elijah Wood look like he got forced to be there, though?
I know. Yeah.
Like, put that shirt on right now, Elijah.
That's kind of how they all look like super awkward here.
Yeah. My thing is, it also implies these people got their ears cut off. Who cut off their ears? Come here. Diversity.
So they have like elf ears. It looks like that they go like elf, human, elf. And then yeah.
Weird.
Interesting.
Sad.
It's just ridiculous. It's just, and they totally didn't get paid to do that, I'm sure, or anything.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh man, crazy. So
good time to be a fan,
Oh yeah, so much great content coming out right now.
Yeah.
So obviously, we had She-Hulk episode 4 come out this week as well.
Yeah.
What are
did you also hear? Oh yeah, I've watched everything. It's
okay.
It's bad, but I did want to mention too, because I wanted to keep on this topic of racism. It's really important. We had a really, really important figure in our society, probably one of the most important figures in our society, decide to step up and defend Rings of Power and House of the Dragon even too.
Oh yeah.
Because you know how much it's gotten so much criticism. Whoopi Goldberg, woo! She's back, baby. She's back at it again. I want to start off by saying these are not real, okay? Preface Goldberg in a recent episode of ABC's The View, which nobody fucking watches. The new Lord of the Rings series, Rings of Power, and Game of Thrones prequel, House of Dragons, are both massive hits, but they don't exist in the real world, okay? She further argued, there are no dragons, there are no hobbits, you know that. And there are critics that are saying they're too woke by adding diverse characters. Are you telling me black people can't be fake people too? Well, I mean, judging by how your face has been looking recently, they can absolutely be fake. She demanded, is that what you're telling me? I don't know if there's like a Hobbit club. I don't know if there's going to be protests, but people, what is wrong with you all? Goldberg continued. I don't know. At which point, co-host Sonny Houston or Hostin noted
Yeah.
that the argument is that the race swapping of various characters betrays the source materials. To this, a very confident, biased, and clueless Goldberg asserted that anyone leveling such criticisms haven't read the source materials. I want to go back to this. I don't know if there's like a Hobbit club. I don't know if there are going to be protests, but people, what is wrong with you all? Yep.
Oh my
She
god.
just fucking keeps it going. Yep. I think it's fascinating that like dragons are okay, fire-breathing dragons, and people with their white hair that are born like that when they're little and violet eyes, but the black people in it is a bridge too far for these folk.
That's a very accurate assessment of what the criticisms are, obviously, of everything that's happening.
But, we're going to ignore the fact that they dressed them up like this. We're just going to ignore the fact that they put them in these clothes, gave them this hair.
Put chains on one of the other.
Put chains on the black guy.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not going to keep reading her garbage points.
It's really funny because Sonny Hostin in that video, when they were talking about that, she called J.R.R. Tolkien J.K. Tolkien.
Dude,
that was literally like right when they were talking about, the fans never read the source material from J.K. Tolkien.
J.K. Tolkien. Listen, I'm Whoopi Goldberg. I would know what.
I've read the Silmarillion.
the salamander. I've read it. Maybe you guys are part of some exclusive club of hobbits, but yeah, dude. It's just so like disingenuous.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's in every news source. But the thing is, Whoopi Goldberg wasn't talking about this a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was like as soon as Amazon hit the racism button, every news place that wasn't like already talking about the show being shit was like, here we go, guys, turn out the racism stories. They always have it ready to go like immediately.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like one of the initial things that they always release when it comes to the press for these shows, these movies, and all that stuff, is they always are like, by the way, we have diversity in this show and in this movie. And then fans are like, wait, so does that mean that you guys are like, like what does that mean? And then they're like, we're just setting this up now so that when our product comes out and you guys are, critical of it, we can be like, the black person. That's what you don't like about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're like, well, the writing's really poor. You hate the black people in it? And they're like, nobody said that. Like, yeah.
Well, and that's the ridiculous thing, because this is like an excuse that they've been using. They've used it with like Star Wars, even though, the original trilogy had Lando and the prequel trilogy had Mace Windu and all that stuff. But, obviously suddenly fans are racist when it comes to the sequel trilogy, and that's why nobody liked it. But this is one of the things, like, even with and I've talked about this before with Shadow of War, which is the video game that came out that was the sequel to Shadow of Mordor. They had a character in it who was a black man who was from Harad, and they actually like gave him an actual like legitimate backstory for how he would have ended up in Gondor from Harad. They actually like made it work for the geography and the actual lore of Tolkien. Crazy.
Holy crap.
I know. Like, they actually put in some effort to make it work with the lore. And guess what? Very, very few people actually had a problem with that.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Most of the time, very, very few people actually say anything negative about this shit. Mm-hmm. They have to push the narrative that there's racism everywhere. You know, because they also ignore because in that, isn't Celebrimbor's the ghost? Yes. Yep. And he's like totally badass and awesome. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, cool. Well, our interpretation of Celebrimbor is a gay old man in a bathrobe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I'm not using gay as a derogatory term. It's very apparent.
Yeah.
He wants to diddle Elrond. He's like, hey,
come to my house.
You like my hammer?
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. I'm gonna do.
I will forge a ring on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something with it later. Would you like to know what I'm doing with it later? And he's like, sure, but can we go talk to these dwarves first? Okay.
Yeah, they're right around the corner. Let's go.
Yeah, let's just walk. Let's walk there in our bathrobes, dude. This show is so bad.
It's so bad.
Yeah, we haven't even got to episode 3 really yet.
Oh,
I know we're kind of saving time for Disper to get here, and
yeah, I kind of want Disper to help
he's
tear
gonna
it apart.
he's gonna tear this thing a new asshole.
Yeah.
Well, freaking A, dude. Hey,
It's-
listen. At least, listen. Disney isn't all a failure. Okay, Disney's got some really good stuff that they're trying to do for people.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to. They want you to feel the magic again, because all of their remakes have been so good up till now.
Just masterpieces, one after another. Yeah. Yep. Hold on a second. I don't hear any audio.
Uh-oh.
What?
Here, you find it.
Okay. I made a video on it, so I should be able to find it pretty easily.
You better. What if you can't find it? Well, it's just not there.
Yeah, right.
Real quick while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Joe C818 _ GVS MSUSA MUSA. Hey guys, great show. J.K. Tolkien is like Vince McMahon. Cheers, guys. Keep it rocking.
All right, that was good. That was
That
good.
was actually very good. Vince McMahon. It's like, oh no. Yeah.
Oh man, that was pretty good. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. Boomer Stick. Did you see that She-Hulk essentially admitted Thor was his actual name? Yeah. They flat out admitted it. They're like, yeah, Thor's his name. But Jane's like, I'm Thor. No, it's me. And you're like, no, you're not.
Yeah. That's when they pull out the sexism card for that one. So
yeah, they're like sexism. Did you have that button already on the table? They're like, no. Kind of felt like you were ready to press it there.
Subtly slides it back under the table.
Yeah. No. What?
All right, so this is the trailer for Little Mermaid, everyone.
Guys, be excited.
So excited.
Be really excited. Oh, look at those waves. Look at the water.
Water. Huge. Fish.
Wow, look at those fish.
Turtles.
So glad I have those kind of fish and turtles instead of like the cartoon ones.
Yes. Oh man.
Look how beautifully gross and dingy those shipwrecks are. Can we real quick?
The reimagining we've always wanted.
Can we point out how many shipwrecks were in that one specific area?
Yeah.
Like not just like, oh, whoops, an absent, found a shipwreck. It's like there's a ton.
Yeah.
I feel like the implication there is that the mermaids are doing something, or Ariel is doing something to wreck these ships so she can keep building her collection.
It's actually really funny. If you put horror music to this, it probably would actually like come off literally. It's like a horror film.
Dude, yeah.
I need someone to do that. Someone make a video of that right now. And
yeah, if you guys are watching this, and you have editing, dude, yeah, make a horror edit.
Put like some horror music to it, and it'll literally be like a horror film.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Don't show her yet.
What will she be?
What's she gonna look like? You guys ready? You guys aren't ready for this.
A tunnel!
Yeah.
A flashing tunnel, everyone!
Her tail doesn't even look like an actual fish tail.
No.
It looks like one of those shitty mermaid ones. Like, how does she swim like that? She has to be so freaking strong. Like everywhere else in her tail.
It's actually really funny. Like, I have a friend who is like, she's like a mermaid like influencer. Like she actually like,
oh yeah,
like a mermaid like bottom half, and she actually lives here in Michigan too. So she goes and swims down Lake Michigan like in the wintertime. She's insane, but yeah. So and it's really cool because that actually shows you like what the physics would be like if someone actually had like a mermaid tail,
Yeah.
And it's not like this. So
no.
But anyway.
Well, at least she's got dreads.
There we go. There we go.
Dude, it looks so dark and like washed out and everything too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't look like a pretty place to be. Like, I wouldn't want to hang out there. It's like dark and shit. Like, it's like everything's all brown and like ugly.
Now I will say this: she has a nice voice. She has a nice
Sure,
voice.
yeah.
Now, Mike, are you happy that you finally got your mermaid representation now? Is that
well, because I want to be seen when I put on a fishtail and swim around in the ocean too.
I would love to see that actually.
I don't want to see that.
Someone drop us
No. Don't do
someone
that.
drop $1,000 and Mike will put on a fishtail and swim in Lake Michigan. Do it.
I gotta find this real quick because this is actually a thing. You're gonna be really excited about this one.
Oh boy. Oh jeez,
I gotta find like a good picture of it. Here's one of them. All right. This is the world we live in today, dude. And this is the thing, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Ready for this? Sensual merman becomes a body positive role model for men.
I was not prepared for that.
Towel, check. Sunscreen,
Nightmare
check.
tool.
Heavily tattooed man with mermaid tail and seductive expression, check. Now you're all ready for some beach-loving summer fun.
Oh, no. Oh, no, dude. Dude, my eyes.
Dude War. He's like, hey, I want to be hot. I want people to think I'm hot. I'm going to go and dress up like a mermaid on the beach, and I'm going to get, like, sand all in my back hair and shit. This is the world we live in.
What the freak, dude?
I love it. Oh, somebody said, oh, no.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so bad.
I think that makes it even worse that he has like this huge like Viking beard, and then it's just like mermaid,
Like,
just body positive mermaid.
Yeah.
What the frick?
Throw it back, gaff it first. Just clunk and throw him back. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I did not want to see that, and that was something. That was something else.
You're welcome. I know
Yikes.
you're really excited about that. If that was the only one that existed, I would be like, okay, but dude, there's like a whole group of these dudes that are all like these guys that dress up like mermaids, and they can't or mermen, and they can't just like dress up like mermen and want to be like Aquaman or something.
Yeah,
like,
make it like cool, badass,
Yeah, like muscular and shit like that. No, they have to like wear like fucking like glitter on their face and makeup, and they're like body positivity because we're all overweight.
Yeah, like why couldn't you be like, if you're going to do that, why can't you be like a masculine like merman that looks like some sort of badass Atlantean warrior?
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd at least be more acceptable than
than
whatever the monstrosity that was.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But no, it's no, you gotta have that whatever that was.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Oh man, it's I don't know. Like, yeah, you're right. All of that type of stuff is everywhere. It's so I don't know. It's just sad. It's just sad.
Yeah. I really appreciated the gaff comment. Just like club them. Let's just like throw them in the ocean.
Yeah, right.
Oh, geez.
And people wonder why the suicide and depression rates of men are skyrocketing.
Yeah, you know why it is.
The collapse of society before our very eyes.
It's collapsing because we don't have more male body positivity mermaids.
Oh, so we need more of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Guys,
maybe you and I
if
should do
you're
a
out
video
there,
on that. Maybe
I,
we
I
should
don't
get
want to.
on.
I don't like that
Hey,
idea.
body positivity, Mike. It's a thing. It's a thing.
No. Nope.
Yeah, Boomer Sick, absolutely correct. Let's get Mike to 1,000 followers on Twitch.
I'm already there. He said, "Congratulations."
Oh, I thought he was saying help him.
You hate me so much. You didn't even notice.
That's awesome. That's great, dude.
Nah, you don't care. No, it's too late now.
Followers last night when we were playing.
No, I had it a couple days ago. I even posted a thing on Twitter about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I missed that.
Would you like to make me more sad? Would you like to continue?
Hold on, I gotta do something real quick here.
No, don't. I don't like whatever you're trying to do.
There we go.
What are you doing?
No, I was just replying to you.
Oh,
Getting
you
your-
waited. No, it's too late now. It's been like days. Oh my god. Hey, what's up,
Drunk. You want to get in here? We're gonna be talking about Rings of Power soon,
let's-
She-Hulk, all of that good stuff.
What a friend.
Gandalf. Drunk hates me, to be honest. I don't know why. It makes me sad.
Yeah.
It makes me sad. Yeah, so let's go ahead and I guess we'll start talking about this She-Hulk mess that we have on our hands. She-Hulk episode 4 came out this week, obviously. And it was not better at all than anything else that we've gotten from She-Hulk up to this point. It was, it's about the same. It's just terrible. And but the great thing about this week's episode is that we get to see She-Hulk take on the dating scene, which was huge.
Oh,
huge.
We get to watch her try to smash. Yeah.
Yep. Swipe right, swipe left, all that good stuff, and try to get herself some boys, you know? So yeah.
Wow.
So that was a thing.
Yeah.
What do you think about this episode, Mike?
It was excellent. It was excellent. It was the best television. Dude, the show sucks so bad. Like, I don't understand how it's getting progressively worse. She's like, they introduce a guy named Donnie Blaze, who I know Josiah probably doesn't know this, but Johnny Blaze is the Ghost Rider. But Donnie Blaze is
Johnny Blaze is awesome.
Yeah, but this is Donnie Blaze.
Yeah, so I was actually like confused by that. I was like, okay, so is there like an actual Donnie Blaze from the comics, or do they just make that for the show? Is this supposed to be just some sort of like weird, like, shitting on Johnny Blaze, or what the heck is the deal with that?
That's a really great question. I don't know, dude. I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah. But Donnie Blaze, he was out there. He was like, "Hey, I'm Donnie Blaze, and I'm a crappy magician, and nobody likes me and stuff." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." But then he has like a sling ring somehow. I don't know how he got a hold of that. There's apparently you just grabbed any of those.
Apparently Wong like trained him or something and gave it to him or something like that. But then he also like was like, "Oh, we got to stop this guy because he's gonna, mess up the universe or whatever." And it's like, okay, then why did you give it to him in the first place?
Yeah, it's a great question. Or why didn't you just take it back? Because you're the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah,
like Wong is terrible at his job.
The Sorcerer Supreme, spends like most of this episode, complaining and obsessed about The Sopranos. That's what he spent.
A show that's been out for a long time.
Yeah.
Drunk Food Pills at the gym. Ooh, he's getting that workout in.
Okay.
He's trying to get in shape for his mermaid tail.
Must be going to see Gina soon or something.
But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. The whole dating thing and her being like, "Oh, I'll put a profile on here for me," and everybody's like, "Nah, no thanks." And then they're like, "Be She-Hulk," and they're like, "Oh yeah, we want that." It's like it very much implies that don't be yourself, ladies. Be green and be different and be a buff, hot, tall chick.
Yeah,
and then guys will want to date you.
Oh man, yeah, and so obviously, like one of the things that they're doing is obviously making Wong a an idiotic weakling, basically.
Yeah.
They completely destroyed his character as well. So good job on that, Disney. All of the guys that she dates are just like these terrible guys as well. Which, you know, I guess, you know, and the funny thing about this is that they make like literally like all of the guys absolutely horrendous. And then you get to this one guy that she starts to date who is reading like bad feminists on her couch. So, you know, some sort of like, I don't know, male feminist type of guy that you think is going to be this fantastic guy for her. And then the next morning, after they had, you know, some, you know, time to mingle and all that stuff, she is back to her like regular old Jen self, as she calls herself, and he's like, ugh, I don't want any of that, and then he leaves. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what do you expect? Like, you know, it like it. Disprove made a good point about this. He's like, it'd be like waking up to an entirely different person, and then being like, who are you? Like, what?
Yeah. You'd be like, I didn't come here to hang out with you. I came here to hang out with She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, this is
Green
also
Lady.
me. And he's like, okay, I gotta go. And she's like, oh, that's so offensive. It's like, why? Like,
yeah.
Because I mean, you're like small and not in great shape and like sad.
Yeah, and have just like a horrible personality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Well,
it was weird because when she was like when she was She-Hulk and she was hanging out with this guy and stuff, she actually like smiled a little bit and was kind of like a little bit like cheerful, which is kind of the first time we've seen her like that in the show. I was like, wow, okay. And then, you know, she goes back to her regular old sourpuss self, and yeah, it was great. So yeah, all the guys were terrible that she was dating. They were just like horribly cringe and idiotic male characters.
Yep. Except for the doctor, the rich doctor, you know.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
But then he turned out terrible later after she dragged him off to bed.
Yep. Then they had this whole cringe scene where she was like dating this one guy, and they were like doing like this weird like staring contest who was going to like take the check.
Yeah.
And it was just like really dumb and weird, and I don't know. Like I just don't like the perspective that the writer has on men in this show is like so it's probably like some of the worst I've seen when it comes to just like blatant like over the top like hatred for men. It's pretty terrible.
100%. Yeah. It's bad. It's embarrassingly bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're trying to do with this show. I mean, and then, you know, there's like a whole fight scene where these demons come out of the portal or whatever, but like Wong literally like solves the problem at the end of the fight. Like she's like fighting them and smashing them together, and they're getting bigger and stronger. And then Wong just goes like, he opens up a portal and they're throwing him through the portal, and then he just makes the portal like suck the rest of the men.
Yeah.
But it's like 50 of them.
Yeah.
And they only threw like 10 of them through the portal. He could have literally sucked all of them up through that portal by himself.
He's like, She-Hulk, I need your help. And then she comes in, and then like, you know, halfway through the fight, he just sucks the rest of the men. And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
So why did I need to be here?
Yeah, why didn't you do that in the beginning? And he's once again, Wong is terrible at his job.
Yeah.
Like really bad at his job. Like it's embarrassing how bad he is at his job. But you know, Doctor Strange is the bad guy though. Two Wongs don't make a white. That's actually pretty good. Oh man.
And then like the one guy that she's you know, that she actually finds like the right date with and everything else, and they're sitting on her couch, and one of the things that he says to her, like almost like right off the bat, is tell me about how you felt.
Oh yeah.
Tell me more about how you felt. And it's just like, what?
Yeah. Basically, he's just like, you know what? Instead of having a conversation where we're mutually like discussing something, what women really want is just to be told, like, asked to talk about themselves constantly.
Yeah.
And the man doesn't ever talk about anything he's interested in.
Yeah. And that is in the apparently kind of like in the idea that She-Hulk has and everything else. That's supposed to be kind of the prime male to look for, male specimen. Except you can't say specimen because specimen's bad too, apparently.
Yeah, that sounds pretty racist of you.
Yeah. So it's just terrible. And then then she was like, at the end, she was like, oh, I'm sure there's going to be a great tag on this episode. And then it's just Wong sitting on the couch with some idiot that he is apparently now with, who is just like one of the most grating characters that I've seen in a long time. Just sitting on the couch together watching The Sopranos, you know?
Yep.
Sorcerer Supreme, supposed to be, you know, kind of the guardian of the universe and all this stuff. And he's just watching The Sopranos.
Yep. And frustrated that they got spoiled for him by this other chick, this drunk chick. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I'm like, dude, it's just embarrassing.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, yeah, it's not. I don't know, man. I just don't know. And you know, they released the mid-season trailer for it, and she constantly every episode now since the second episode, she's complained about the cameos in the show. Yeah. But then the whole mid-season is just full of cameos. More cameos. Cameo after cameo. They're like Daredevil is a cameo, all this stuff, and it's like, what is the point? Like, what are you guys trying? Like, you why are you complaining about these cameos? If you don't want them in the show, just don't put them in the show.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
I will say one scene did make me laugh.
Okay.
And it was when Donnie was in the courtroom. And they basically were like, the judge was like, until I decide, he can keep doing magic. And he's like walking out or whatever, and he does like a magic trick, and he goes, oh, what's this? I have a bird. And he like covers his hand, he pulls it up, and he's like, oh, as he walks out. I was like, okay, that was actually kind of funny. But once again, it was a dude being funny.
Yeah.
They can't even make her funny. No. They haven't made a single other character funny in the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And what was up with the weird, like, so they're in the courtroom, and they're like in this trial and everything else. And then the guy like makes a rabbit appear. And then that kind of like ends the trial.
Yeah.
Because apparently women like rabbits or something. And
I don't know.
That's
all
it takes
cute.
for, I don't know.
Apparently it was just cute for them or something. They're like, oh, it's cute. Well, I guess we could just be past it now.
Yeah. Yeah. You're forgiven of everything.
Yep. Everything's fine now because you got a cute rabbit.
Yeah. So we got a mid-season trailer for She-Hulk as well, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
Oh, yeah, real quick before that. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, the episode, they do have some plot progression at the very end of the episode when She-Hulk finds out she's being sued for the name She-Hulk that she didn't give herself.
Yeah.
Because somebody else decided to to copyright it first. The chick that she punched in the first episode. Yeah.
Yep. So that's exciting. You know,
a
little bit of
legal drama. Yeah. Really exciting. I was really, really, really happy about that one. I was waiting. I was like, man, when are they gonna have more legal drama? When can I see her getting sued?
Which I don't understand because she hated the name She-Hulk anyway. So why doesn't she just be like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah. Okay, I'll move it on. But no, that's the thing. She goes, oh, I'm kind of like liking it now.
Yeah, exactly.
That was her excuse. It was like, oh, I'm starting to like it now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, because in the beginning of this literally at the beginning of this episode, she is with her friend, they're hanging out in her office and stuff, and then on the TV, they have She-Hulk in an interview with another person. And so she's watching her own interview, and the person on this TV interviewing her asks her how she came up with the name She-Hulk. But then instead of her replying in the interview on the TV, she replies in her office saying, you ding-dongs named me that.
Yeah.
So, which just was weird. Like, I don't understand how that works because it's like, you literally were in that interview with that person at some point in the recent past, but suddenly she's going to answer it in her office. It was just really, really weird writing for that scene. Yeah. But then obviously apparently by the end of the episode, she loves her name and she's like, oh my gosh, I need to protect this name now. So yeah, I don't know. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
John Schwalbach, thank you for the $22.12 super chat. Thank you so much, John. It's good seeing you here, man. I'm now subbed on Epic Mike. I will now be known as number 31. In rings, does the Green Lantern get the girl, or does he just have the sex with an orc? Asking for a friend. Hello.
I'm assuming we'll probably see some orc sex in this show at some point.
Oh my gosh!
Because
Well,
remember,
there's supposed to be like female orcs or something, right?
yeah, they're female orcs and they're people. You know, they're a people group.
They have their
like
own, culture. Or
culture.
whatever.
Yeah, their culture apparently is slavery, but
Yeah.
they have it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, John. Appreciate that, man. Resef the Cripple, thank you for the $2 super chat. Josiah should add Mike's channel to the description. Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
You're getting yelled at by the Cripple, so like,
yeah, I gotta change that real fast then.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and go grab that because that's a good idea. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you go subscribe to Epic Mike and watch his first video.
Yeah.
John Boomerstick, thank you for the $10 super chat. What about the fact that She-Hulk extorted Donnie Blaze with that goblin thing to get him to follow the terms of the cease and desist?
Yeah, she basically threatened his life
Yeah.
to follow through with a court case. She was like, "Drop it, or I leave this thing here to murder you all."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yikes.
It's bad. Well, at least this mid-season trailer is going to be excellent.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's going to be so good. I can already tell.
Why would I? Did Doctor Strange have to trademark his name? Did Thor?
You chose two examples of people who use their real names.
I'm still Jennifer Walters. She-Hulk is just a thing that happened to me.
You said you didn't like the name She-Hulk.
I don't. I do admit, though, there are parts of it that I enjoy.
So she still doesn't like it, apparently.
Oh, gotcha. I forgot it was in this trailer that she said that. Yeah.
But there's parts that she likes about it. So, yeah.
The amazing hair, no hangover, being able to walk home at night without being afraid.
Murder.
That whole scene was like so weird and random too.
Murder.
Yeah, it was great.
On your green suit.
Put on my green suit?
Yeah, jolly green yourself. I don't know what you call it.
Hulking out.
Okay, good. Whatever.
Trouble's gonna find you. Weird, unexpected trouble.
Wow.
Why ain't you answering a mobile phone?
I'll be right back. Life would be so much easier if I was just Jen.
I think you're in a unique position to do some real good. Jen Walters can use the law to help people when society fails them. She-Hulk can help people when the law fails them.
So there's our little Daredevil cameo right there. Which, I think that they're kind of being tactful with what line they used for this trailer for Daredevil because I think they know that if they fuck up Daredevil, it's not going to be pretty for them at all.
Which is also really interesting because I don't know if you heard, but like Daredevil, Born Again, the series or whatever, is getting 18 episodes. So it has more episodes than any other Disney Plus series that we've heard about so far because they know that it's going to, like, it had the quality. Like, they know that Daredevil is like a known quality with like good writing that is like a really popular character. So they're like, give him 18 episodes. She-Hulk got 8. Obi-Wan got 6.
Yeah.
And I guarantee the Daredevil episodes are still going to be only like half an hour, but still 18 episodes, more than anybody else has gotten.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they know that there's a huge draw for Daredevil, especially with, just how great he was under Netflix. And, they're going to try to take advantage of that as much as they can. But at the same time, they're already talking about all these things that they're going to be changing. Like they're going to be giving it a lighter tone and all of this type of stuff, which obviously is already an indicator that they are planning and going their own direction with the Daredevil character.
Yep.
And, I mean... Look, I don't think that it takes a prophet to be able to say that, Daredevil is just going to be terrible under Disney Plus. So
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's really kind of doing it for me.
Big energy.
I hate that so much. I hate that.
Look at how he smiles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you get a ticket for texting? Just say you were texting 911. They can't prosecute.
That isn't what this is, and that's not true.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting. Really,
So
really
good.
freaking exciting, dude. Whew.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, I just didn't expect it to be that good. Blown away.
And that's the sad thing. That's the sad thing about this is that when they first announced She-Hulk, which was kind of before, Marvel especially started to really just plummet into just awfulness. They really were like, I know that a lot of people were actually pretty excited for She-Hulk. I was kind of excited about She-Hulk. I was excited to see what they're going to do with the character. And little did we know that we were going to end up with this type of horror.
Yeah.
100%,
dude. Yeah, it's bad, dude. I think we need a palate cleanser real quick.
Okay.
Now, we already know about a lot of entertainment drama. We obviously cover a lot of entertainment drama, and I know there's a lot of Disney news to cover, stuff like this, but this is kind of important. I think we should talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Yeah.
Chess. Have you heard about this?
I saw a couple news stories about it, but I didn't really look into it.
Okay. Well, apparently, if you know anything about chess, Magnus Carlsen, he is like the greatest chess player in the world right now. He's like, I think he's only 32 right now or something, and he's like seriously the top number one chess player. He's like really high, like scoring in chess, like close to like computer levels, like stuff. Well, apparently he just recently was in a situation where he was at a game and he lost to this young guy, this 19-year-old guy. And everybody was like, wow, that was really, really kind of a big deal. Wow, he lost. It's 53 games that he's been unbeaten and he lost. And then he withdrew from the tournament. And apparently that only happens is if there's an emergency of some kind or if there's suspicion of cheating. Ooh. And apparently this is like the first time in like a long time in the chess world that this has been an issue. But then people were like, oh, do you think that he was cheating? Why did you withdraw from the tournament? Blah, blah, blah. And Magnuson released a YouTube clip of a guy saying from a soccer player that said, if I speak, I'm in big trouble. If I say anything, I'll be in really big trouble. I don't want to say anything. And that was in relation to some kind of thing that happened in soccer where a guy was cheating. Mm-hmm. So there's all this controversy about whether or not this guy was cheating in chess, because apparently there are ways to cheat in person. Like you can get like sensors in your shoes or different things like that. The way to cheat in chess would be really difficult, but if you do it, and apparently he was concerned. This guy has obviously denied that he's cheating, but the fact that the world's greatest chess player decided was like, hey, he's cheating. So like, I don't know. I just kind of fascinating because it's either going to be that this guy's like a huge baby and just doesn't like to lose. So he's like, you're cheating.
Right.
Or
you
just had a massive cheating scandal.
Wow. That's really interesting. Did you ever see the movie? I think it was called Pawn's Move, I think. Yeah, it's about like one of the greatest like chess players of all time. And it was like during kind of the Cold War. And so there's a lot of interesting kind of political drama in it as well, because you had like all these chess players from around the world who were competing and everything else. So it was a very very interesting movie. Chess is awesome. I love chess.
It's fascinating. It's just crazy because a lot of other people have chimed in on it, other chess experts, and they're like, I don't think he could cheat. It's really hard to cheat at chess. I don't
know how you cheat at chess if you're playing against the expert who can watch what you're doing. And
because what they said is like you would hide it somewhere on your body, like you'd have a computer basically planning out your moves for you and telling you what your moves are based on like sensors. They could have it in their shoes. Apparently Elon Musk said that he could have had it up his butt.
Wow.
Yep. Okay. So I'm trying to find out where. Apparently, it's really difficult. They do have a lot of like anti-cheating things happening so to make sure that this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But this is what's interesting about it is, okay, so after Carlsen lost, they knew players found out something was up when they arrived to the next like tournament to find enhanced security measures instituted by an arbiter. A 15-minute broadcast delay was introduced, a tactic that makes it difficult for players to receive outside help. The tournament made additional scans for suspicious radio frequencies, and players, including the guy that played against Magnuson, were wanted with a metal detector.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
and this guy's obviously saying that, oh, you know, he just didn't like to lose. I just kind of found that fascinating because it is really hard to cheat at chess. So it's like a really, really massive accusation to say, hey, you are doing something and it's obvious that what you're doing is not right. But the other side of it is a lot of experts are saying the fact that Magnuson lost to this guy is like beyond impressive. It's like,
yeah,
you toppled like a guy that's well beyond your weight class somehow. So
right,
I don't know.
Right.
We'll also have to keep an
It'll
eye
be
on
interesting, yeah, to see how the drama of that unfolds. So
yeah,
and
that is right. Recif, the cripple, Magnus is a known hothead, but Sean, that's actually not true. Like a computer can get like a perfect score in chess. A computer can absolutely beat a master. The new chess computers and stuff are absolutely more than capable of doing it. I was reading the whole thing on this. Like Magnuson's score in chess is like, it's like 2,700 or whatever, but you can get like 3,400 as a max score, and that's from a computer, and only computers can max out like a score in chess.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
But yeah,
crazy.
Yep.
Huh? Yeah, that's fascinating. We'll have to kind of see how that plays out. So
I'd much rather hear about chess drama than I would watch another episode of She-Hulk.
That is very true. That is very true. Yeah.
So
I mean,
know, man.
Yeah. So speaking of She-Hulk, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Who because you know there's obviously kind of the narrative out there that because you know if you hate She-Hulk then obviously it's because you're a sexist and all this type of stuff. So as a sexist, who's your favorite Marvel female superhero that we've gotten so far?
Well, obviously none of them because they're women.
That's true. Yeah.
But I mean,
but if you weren't a sexist,
if I wasn't a sexist, if I was just like a normal person that had a wife and a daughter that I loved very much and actually liked a lot of female characters and stuff like that, I guess, you know, maybe I don't know. It'd be either Black Widow or it would be Scarlet Witch. It'd be one of the two. I really like both of those characters a lot. You know, but remember, I'm a sexist because I don't like She-Hulk. So
yep, exactly. So I thought that maybe you and I could kind of do a little bit of a ranking here.
Oh no.
Of
because our rankings always go so well.
The greatest to the worst of the female characters in superhero films. So they have it labeled as God, high, okay, low, and feces. I'm going to change these because those are just kind of cringe.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and make this just like a typical tier list.
I'm good with that.
Maybe if it'll let me.
It's added. It's right there. It's new. It says new.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You added like 3. Oh my god! Have you ever made
I thought that it was just gonna like close after I made one, but I guess not. Oh. Okay, so there we go. We have just kind of the typical tier list here. We have all these female characters. They're from DC. They're from Marvel. We even have the Incredibles chicks there as well. So yeah. Let's just kind of start, and we'll kind of. I didn't know that the cat was a female. Was the cat actually?
Put it in the F. Just put the cat in F.
Yeah,
just right away.
The cat. Honestly, the cat ruined the lore for Nick Fury. So,
he didn't lose his eye until the cat scratched it out.
Yeah, so pathetic. Yeah. So what we have is obviously right off the bat, we have Nebula.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think she's fantastic.
I like Nebula a lot. Yeah.
I think that she has a lot of interesting complexity. They probably could have done more with her in the the Guardians of the Galaxy films. I think that especially, you know, with Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I think we got a lot more complexity with her as a character. So I think that she's pretty good. I would probably put her at like an A.
Yeah, I'd agree with A tier. They misused her, I think, in what's it called? Endgame.
Yeah.
Because she was just kind of like regulated to being like crappy again and like not really doing anything. But other than that, yeah, I really like her character. I think she's just fascinating, and her relationship with like Gamora and stuff was actually pretty well done, I thought. So
yeah. Yep, absolutely.
It's also kind of badass that she can like reassemble her body if she like gets like injured.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
So
I think
it's
that's
kinda
pretty
dope.
cool. So guys.
Oh?
Yeah, hello.
Oh my gosh, look who it is.
We have a fellow sexist joining us. How's it going, Disparu?
Absolutely. What are you doing? Doing something else to annoy blabs?
We're ranking women. Yeah, we're ranking women right now. It's a great time. We're having a really
blabs
good
won't be
time.
annoyed by that. That's like her pastime.
Yeah.
How you
It's
doing,
just like a
Disparu?
typical stream. I'm good. You know what it's like. You know, you start a job, you find out the job's 5 times bigger than you ever expected, and then everything goes wrong. So you know, wonderful.
That's
Oh no, it all no. Yeah, dude. Well, dude, you're killing it right now. Like, dude, I love to see it. Like every week on Friday Night Tights, because he's now the resident Tolkien expert.
Yeah.
I'm not a Tolkien expert.
Well, that's
Not only am I not a Tolkien expert, nor do I even like pretend to be, but then you've got Gary sitting there on the exact same stream, and it's like, you know, even if I'd read all the stuff that he's read, I'm still not like. To him, it's like a core part of his life, a major part of his life. So it has far deeper meaning than like anything it ever could for me.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
I still love it though, because like I do love that. Like whenever Tolkien, like anything Lord of the Rings drops, though, they're like, we gotta get Disparu in here, like now.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even talk about the episode yet because we were like, we gotta wait till Disparu's here to talk about it. Like,
oh wow,
it's Lord of the Rings.
I thought, no, like there's so much trash. Even in the last episode alone, there's so much trash that you could probably do a 5-hour stream and not get through it all. Like I know Shad had like 7 pages and he did a 3.5-hour stream, and it's like, and then I watched other people's reviews and they kept pointing out things I'd missed. It's like,
it's horrendous. We got She-Hulk out of the way while you were not here, so you don't have to.
Yeah, it's just a glorious time for entertainment now, isn't it? It's and then back-to-back days. At least it used to be Wednesday, and then they changed it to Thursday. Cause like let's try and squash them into as small a time as possible.
Yeah,
so we could reach peak awfulness.
Yeah, they're like, everybody's gonna be upset. They're like, if we throw out a bunch of trash, nobody can keep up with it, right?
Well, it's weird because it was like it was gonna clash with Andor. They were both Andor got moved, and it's gonna be on a Wednesday, and then like, but they're only gonna overlap for like a week.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So it almost kind of doesn't make sense, but there is going to be a time where we get Andor, then She-Hulk, then Rings of Power, all on next days, like straight after each other.
Oh man!
What do we do about
I don't even know when Quantum Leap is. If that's a Tuesday, it's gonna be.
Yeah, dude. How are you gonna how's anybody gonna keep up with this stuff?
Yeah.
Every week now.
I mean, I don't know. I might have to watch Andor as well, just because I feel like I've kind of jumped into the. All of the craziness that's going on, so might as well continue.
Well,
so.
Andor's going on for like 12 weeks as well, so it's a long series.
Yeah. Goodness. We got to get back to our tier list. This is important, and now Disparu can help us judge women.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention to Disparu as well. I don't know if you saw, but they released the Willow trailer just a little bit ago as well. Like maybe an hour and a half ago.
Oh yeah,
and
I've not seen Willow since I was a wee little kid, so I can't remember much of Willow. But I did watch Shad's review, and he was so angry. Like he was so angry at the last trailer.
Yeah.
So
they released a new trailer, an official trailer on the Lucasfilm YouTube channel. Like literally, like 15 minutes after they uploaded it, they disabled the likes and the dislikes and turned off the comments.
Yeah. It had 3,000 views.
Product.
Yeah, it had 3,000 views, and they're like, just disable it. Just turn it off. Dude, it's so bad right now. Yeah.
Quantum Leap's coming out on Monday, which means it's going head-to-head with House of the Dragon.
Oh,
God, dude, what is happening right
I'm sure
now?
it'll win.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's
This
the
is bad.
19th that comes out.
Holy crap, dude! I don't know what's going on. It's like I can't keep up with it anymore.
So, I have a question for you. You haven't. I don't think you've been doing any House of the Dragon reviews beyond the first episode. So, is that because you like it and you?
I would. It's complicated, right? Because I like Matt Smith. I thought his scenes were really good, and I thought nearly all the others were entire trash, except I like the King. If I had to give it a score, I'd probably, like, for the first 2 episodes, I've not seen the third one, because of the first 2, but if I had to give it, I'd probably give it a 6, but that's mainly because of Matt Smith. If you took Matt Smith out, I'd probably be more like a 3, because I was so bored.
Yeah. I will say episode 3, like, they give a lot more to the King that makes him actually like, oh, okay, you can actually start to kind of understand him as a character even more. So it's
I liked the King as a character.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking about what scenes of him I liked, and I'm like, well, they're all the ones with Matt Smith in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was the like, I don't know whether I like him or just like their interactions.
Yeah.
I think I really would have liked it a lot more if Matt Smith was the main character and it kind of showed it all from his perspective and him interacting with other people. But it was how slow it was that really got to me. That's I don't like that and this kind of thing. And I have the same problem with Rings of Power. It's the pace of it.
Yeah.
And I do think House of the Dragon, it could pick up. Like I say, I've not seen episode 3. If it does pick up in speed, then I could see me liking it in the future. But I think Gary, he's been like, I think the difference in opinion between me and other people is that I think Gary gave it a 7, but he said it's like what is it? Something in the desert, an oasis in a desert of trash.
Yes.
I'm like, but that's not good enough for me. I won't give something bonus points just because it's surrounded by trash. Nor will I like it. So if I find it boring, I'm just like, I'm not even sure it's worth my time. And so for episode 3, I always found myself, I had other things to do.
Absolutely.
Well, I actually agree with you too. I gave it about a 6. I don't hate it, and there's some characters I do enjoy. Like I like the King. I like Matt Smith's character. And some of the concepts can be interesting. Some of the more political intrigue stuff, but I don't forget that the first episode was not good. It was very heavy-handed, and there was so many bad. The writing was awful. The dialogue was terrible. Yeah,
I liked certain scenes in it, like when he went out into the town with the gold cloaks. When they did the whole the fighting in the arena and stuff. I don't think the political intrigue is as deep as people think it is.
No,
I don't think so either.
Most of it is just people talking past each other, and it's like it's meant to sound complicated, but it really isn't.
Episode 3 did a lot more with it, mostly about the throne, and they did some more stuff about the King. That's the part I was like, okay, this is a little bit better than what it was, but it's not even close to like season 1 of Game of Thrones.
No,
like even people were like, well, Game of Thrones took a while to get started. I'm like, yeah, but I was hooked by episode 2 on Game of Thrones, because I could see that there was a lot going on. This, I haven't been hooked at all. Like I'm not. It's just whatever. Yeah.
If it followed Matt Smith, then I would have been.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. When people are like, "Oh, you're just going to hate it," I did not expect much from Matt Smith. I know a lot of people like him as the Doctor. I think he has some good things, but I didn't like the way he played the Doctor. He comes across as a lot more sort of childlike than the other ones. I preferred the darker Doctors that you had earlier. And so I didn't expect to like him in this. So for him to pull out what I thought was an incredible performance in this, like, took me by surprise. So
well,
how much I liked him.
I think you'll actually dig episode 3. I'm curious to see what you think, but I did have to give it to him after episode 3. I was like, okay, there was like parts of it, but for the most part, I actually thought episode 3 was a significant improvement.
Yeah.
But once again, I don't think shows deserve concession because they're the best in the desert. It's just like, okay, well, it's nice to have a decent show right now, but it doesn't make it like good. And I think
exactly.
It's like when people go, well, is it woke? And they're like, well, it's not woke. It's like, yeah, but I'm not going to give you bonus points for that. So for me, that's just like a minimum. It's not like going to give you anything. I'm not going to take stuff off, but you're not getting anything for it.
Yep, exactly. I mean, and even when it comes to like EpicVerse, that's one of the things that Mike and I are focused on is that, you know, we could just advertise ourselves as like making anti-woke content, but that's like low-hanging fruit, and we don't really want to do that. You know, we want to advertise ourselves as being able to create good stories, like excellent storytelling. That's what we actually want to focus on, and not just trying to be on the other side of the ditch. So
yeah, we're not woke. This isn't that cool. It's like I could care less. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's
back to judging women.
Yeah, let's kind of rate and judge some women, and then we can go ahead and jump into our ranks of power thoughts for episode.
We're not
3.
sexist at all. Time to rate these women now. Line them up.
All right,
we got to talk about them.
So so we have the Wasp up next.
Yeah,
she's you know,
I liked her in the first Ant-Man. I started liking her much less when she became.
I agree with that. I thought she was okay in the first one. I literally don't remember anything about her from the second movie.
The second movie is terrible.
I've not seen the Ant-Man movies because the way I watch the Marvel movies because it's interesting to talk about. The way I judged them before was this superhero. Do I like their abilities? Do I think that sounds cool? And Ant-Man is based around a guy that can make himself small, and I'm like, that sounds like a terrible,
Well, he can make himself big
never
too.
bothered watching him.
Yeah, he makes himself big as well.
And then when he comes back into like the Avengers and like, well, being small makes you unable to travel through time. I'm like, this is even more ridiculous than I thought. I am so glad I've never seen this movie.
Yeah, you give her a C. I give her
a D.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Ant-Man, the second Ant-Man movie was bad. It's one of the worst Marvel movies ever, and she was like a prominent part of that movie.
I think she was. Well, yeah, I mean that's true. I think she was okay in the first one though. Like,
if you want to give her a C because you want that C tier filled out. It's the thing with Josiah.
Yeah. I literally don't remember this character at all.
I don't remember what her name was either, but she's supposed to be like perfect. And if you don't remember her, she's terrible. So I just give her an F.
Yeah, we'll just slide her down in there.
We don't remember her name. We're like, nah. Hella.
Yeah. So okay. So Cate Blanchett is awesome.
Yeah.
And already that's just like automatic like bonus points.
Yes.
I think she was honestly, I think that she was one of the best things about Ragnarok.
Yeah. And that's Cate Blanchett.
Yeah, exactly. To be honest, I don't think that I despise Ragnarok as a film.
Yeah.
But Hela was she did a great job with her. So
I'd give her a B.
Yeah.
B. I wouldn't give her an A. Ragnarok was pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. F.
Yeah. Okay. And then this is her mom, right?
Yeah.
Wasp's mom or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
D.
I think I remembered kind of enjoying her character a little bit, but
I barely remember it. Yeah, I'd give her. The ancient one.
Yeah. So this is a controversial one here.
Yeah, because is it even a woman? Is it a man? Is it a woman?
Right.
I mean,
right. And then
F.
of course there's like the whole whitewashing thing as well.
F.
So really? F?
Yeah, F. Yeah, I didn't like her character at all. She's annoying.
I actually kind of enjoyed her character.
You can give her a D.
I thought that she made as an interesting kind of force that Doctor Strange had to contend with in the show.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her a C.
No, I gave her an F. It's got to be a D.
It's better than giving her an A.
No, that's not how this works. You got to give her a D. We got to split the difference.
She doesn't want the D.
She's gonna get the D. Give her the D.
Okay.
Somebody said they're ranking this purely on looks, and I have a lot of respect for that too.
Nice. Nice.
Who
the F is this?
She's Doctor Strange's girlfriend.
Oh.
/ not girlfriend.
F.
Yep.
Lady
Venom. A lot of people nutted to that scene.
Lady Venom was kind of hot, not gonna lie.
Yeah, a lot of people nutted to that scene, so A tier.
Yeah.
A. I think A is good.
I like it. I respect that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Proxima
this
Midnight.
character, she was like she was kind of just like a cool like henchman, sort of basically. I don't know. They gave her a pretty cool scene where she was like fighting with who was it? Scarlet Witch and who was the other person that was there?
You mean all the women? She fought all the women at one point.
Yeah. In Infinity War or whatever.
She also got her ass kicked by Captain America, so D. Valkyrie?
Captain America's another one. I'm like, he's a bit of a crap hero. He's just a guy with a shield. I got strong and I got given a shield. I mean, come on. Like, you're a superhero. You come up with any ability. Oh, well, like, let's give this guy a shield. Like,
his real
a special
superpower.
shield. Like, half of it isn't even his. Some scientist gave him a shield that was made out of this other material. It's not even him. And then don't even get me started on the TV series where they give the shield to somebody else and suddenly he has Captain America's powers. I don't even understand that one.
He picked up a car and they're like, how did he do that? And they're like, I don't know.
How does he even throw the shield
he
and
picked up a car?
bounce back to him? He's not super strong.
Well, he figured it out. He figured out. Yeah, at the very last episode, a car falls and he like catches it with his like wrist grapple and like flies up with it. Yeah, but they say that it was because of his wings or something. I don't know. Yeah, it was.
That
weird.
doesn't make sense at all.
No, it doesn't at all.
Like, his arms would
Valkyrie
probably get ripped off.
Like
Valkyrie
in an okay situation, Tessa Thompson is. That's true, but Tessa Thompson, like, sometimes she's not bad looking, so I'd give her like a D. Like, are
you judging her off the characters or the person? I'm really confused.
Well, when we get to the characters, yes, like she deserves an F, but like she's not bad looking sometimes in the costume. Yeah, I would just give her an F. It's bad.
Yeah, I don't remember like anything that she does.
I would change some of these.
Yeah, that's fair. Some of it we're judging on our. Well,
this is what I mean. It's like is there a standard like you've got to judge them by? You can't judge them by different things.
We do constantly.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
when we do these tier lists.
Blabs, like I'm with you. This entire list is ridiculous.
Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique is an F.
Yeah, that's
character fucking sucks.
Yeah. To be honest, MJ sucks as well. Mary Jane from
I give her
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
She was like insufferable. It was terrible.
She screams a lot. Don't give her a D. She gets an F. She's terrible.
I literally don't remember anything about her.
Katana. She steals people's souls. It's kind of dope, but she was terrible in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
She's not even a fucking superhero. That's Betty Brant from just F. She's a fucking F. If you don't know who she is, she's an F.
I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
Hill.
Yeah, I actually kind of like her character doesn't do much, but she's just kind of like, okay, she's she's all right. She's all right. She doesn't do anything, but
she helps Nick Fury out occasionally. See, she's useful.
Black Widow's S tier, so I don't care what anybody says.
Disper didn't say anything though when he saw her. He was just like, who? Black Widow. Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, because look, her first movies were decent.
Yeah,
when she was when they weren't her movies.
Yeah,
and then literally, suddenly everyone decided, well, we can't do that anymore, and then that just destroyed her as like the entire reason that you were on those movies has now been taken away from you, and we're all supposed to join in some grand delusion that everything's exactly how it always was, and it's better now. It's like, no, that film sucked. So yeah. I think you can retroactively destroy a character.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point.
We like to remember how she was when she died.
Yeah, exactly. Like before she died, she was awesome, and then
if you write off her movie, then it's better.
Yeah. That's hold on. She did make out with her grandfather.
What?
Or her uncle, her great uncle. Yeah. Because Captain America, by canonical standards, he's her uncle.
Yeah,
because
because
Peggy was her great aunt. Yeah.
Oof.
She made out with her great
they
uncle.
did make out, didn't they? Oh,
that's pretty based. I'd say D.
Yeah, she gets points for that. Yeah,
because he almost smashed.
This is what watching House of the Dragon gets you. Warps your mind.
Yeah. Okay, so Peggy Carter, I actually kind of enjoyed her show sometimes.
Oh yeah, Peggy was great, dude.
Yeah,
Peggy
but
was great.
Also, what's her name? Wow, the actress is kind of hot, so I'd probably.
Oh
go
yeah.
with an
I'm gonna give her an S.
You're gonna give her an S tier.
Peggy Carter was actually like a great show.
Yeah.
And I'm still pissed that we never got.
But Captain Carter is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know who that. Oh, that's Ghost from what's it called? She gets an F.
Okay, this might be controversial. I actually really like MJ, especially after No Way Home. I thought.
What?
Yeah. I actually really liked her character in No Way Home. So before that, with the other two films that came out, I really was annoyed by her character quite a bit. But then after No Way Home came out, and we actually saw kind of a fruition of her character in some ways. Going back and rewatching the other Spider-Man movies, I enjoyed her. I enjoyed her character.
I'd give her a C. Well, I'd give her an F, but I'll let you give her a C. I'd let you give her a C.
I really wish you'd done like a different rating system, because every time you come out and go, I'd give her the D. It's like, come on. It's like I keep it like I'm always expecting it. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Not an A, B.
All right, B. Fine.
Fucking shit. Oh well.
F.
A.
No, I'm just kidding.
She's kind of an A tier.
A tier. No,
she. That's Peter's aunt in the movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The one that yeah.
It's just a meaningless side character that literally does
That's
nothing.
true, but I would smash.
See, this is why. Which one are we judging them on?
I knew just for was gonna be like, wait, hold on. All right, just put her in the D tier because I'd give her the D.
Okay, so is the D tier literally just people you'd give the D to?
All right,
No,
if that's the
they're
case,
all
then Mike would smash the ancient one. So
No, I'm just saying I'd just give her the D specifically, so it's fine.
Mike is really into baldies, so
Yeah, I guess so. Oh god, Jane Foster.
F.
No.
F.
The last film just
it completely
destroyed
ruined
the character
everything.
for me.
Yeah.
Oh, Gwen Stacy. Well, she broke her neck.
Gwen Stacy. I personally I would give her an S. I think she's a really well done.
I'd give her an A tier because she broke her neck and that was pretty dope.
So Mike wouldn't totally smash her. Got it.
Well, I mean the floor did that for her. So or did it for me. Dude, her cracking her head. Yeah, it was one of the best deaths I've ever seen.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Going back and watching that again, just every time I watch it, it just makes me just cringe, dude. It's like, oh. I just remember still watching that in the theater, and everyone was so shocked when that happened.
I was so glad that they finally did it.
Oh my gosh. You really do not like her, do you? Jeez.
Oh. No, it was just good that they actually killed her off. It was good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was ballsy. It was really ballsy.
Yeah. Captain Marvel. F. Can we just not put her on the list?
Yeah. All right, who the flying fudge?
That is a teenage Negasonic teenage warhead.
Oh,
I'd
yeah,
give her a B tier.
I don't remember like anything about her, but sure.
Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman.
A. I would give her an A probably.
I'd give her an A. I like Wonder Woman. I like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And she's hot.
Yeah, it's awkward because if they didn't do the second movie, I'd still say S. But you
That's
can't
true.
argue S with the second movie.
Yes.
Yeah, the second movie is fucking terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially what she does to that guy. That poor guy.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah.
What is that Lois Lane?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. D tier. She wasn't very good.
Nah.
She was like a complete failure, but yeah. Some of them, like if I'd give them an F, but I'd give them the D, they go into the D tier. That's kind of how it.
I hate everything about your rating system.
Yeah, that's understandable. I get it. I don't like it either.
There's a guy in Escape from Tarkov that did a weapon tier system, and he's just like, yeah, this gun might suck, but I enjoy it, so it's S, and just everyone rebelled. It's like, we wanted you to review these guns so we knew which ones to use, and like the load of crap guns were S tier because it's fun though, isn't it?
Well, Mira, she's played by Amber Heard.
Yeah,
Amber Heard pooped in a bed and blamed it on the dog. She gets an F.
She gets a fucking F.
Hardcore F. Yeah. Even if I would give her
down
the
there
D,
with
not
Captain
anymore.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn I would give her an S, to be honest. Especially being played by Margot Robbie.
If I'm ignoring her movies and just going by her portrayal, I like her portrayal a lot, but her movies kind of all suck. Birds of Prey was terrible.
Well, I thought she was good in Suicide Squad.
That's true. But Birds of Prey was
not
bad.
the first one, the second one.
Second one. Yeah, but Birds of Prey is
and
bad.
the second one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've never saw Birds of Prey because
Birds of Prey is fucking
I heard
awful.
such terrible things. Like, I'm not touching that.
I tried to watch Birds of Prey and I got like 15 minutes into it and I just couldn't. So,
but I will say this: Margot Robbie's really hot, so we should just give her an S tier.
Yeah.
If Disparu liked her movie, she gets an S tier.
There you go. I like it. Gamora. Ooh.
Wait. Disparu has a thought.
Oh boy.
I wasn't that keen on the second Suicide Squad as much as everyone else, but she was probably a highlight of it for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
S tier. I'd slip with the snake.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best compliment.
Slipper the Snake
for
S tier.
The weirdest thing about her movie, because I obviously saw the screenshots and stuff, was like I didn't think it was possible to make Margot Robbie ugly, but they managed it. So I did. For me, I was still genuinely impressed by that movie, just not for the same reason.
That's amazing.
Oh man, Gamora.
S tier.
Yeah. Thoughts, Disparu?
She just kind of exists in the movies for me. It's never
That's
been
fair.
like. There's a lot of these characters which are just I'm not even sure why they'd be in the list. It's because
they just kind of put they just gave us
there.
they just gave us a bunch of characters and we're like we just got to put them on the list anyways.
Like one of them's a cat.
I don't. Who is this?
That's Hawkeye's wife.
Oh,
she was kind of base. I'd give her a
Hawkeye's
C.
wife. I don't know why you put Hawkeye's wife in a list.
We didn't put these characters on it. They just gave us this on the list.
No, but somebody did. Somebody was like, Women of Marvel. Like, they actually considered it. I forgot a lot of these characters.
Okay, this might be one of the worst female characters I've ever seen.
Yeah, Enchantress is pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
She's the villain from the first Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, yeah.
Yeah.
Shuri would be like an A probably for me.
I like Shuri.
Yeah. I think she brings a lot of really good charisma, especially in Black Panther.
She also didn't have to shit on a bunch of men around her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be good.
Yeah, she wasn't, a horrible assault every time she was on screen. So yeah.
Good smash.
Scarlet Witch.
Again, it depends where you count up
to. Yeah.
Even if you include WandaVision, I'd still be like, yeah, I like she was a character.
Yeah.
But then Multiverse of Madness completely destroyed her as a character. And
really
her
true.
comments outside, where even after Multiverse of Madness, she'd go, well, I don't see her as the villain. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So...
See, I have this kind of weird thing where I can write off the Black Widow film, and I don't know if that's just because we got kind of that closure of her death in Endgame that kind of like sealed it off for me. But with this character of Scarlet Witch, she's still like a continuation.
Coming to him, I don't mind.
She's still like a continuation in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which kind of means that
I'd give her a B.
Which, yeah. She might get a WandaVision season 2 or anything. You don't know.
That's true. I'd give her a B. She kind of.
I'd give her
not
a C.
Not a C. She did a good job. She also almost soloed Thanos.
Well, I agree. Before WandaVision and Doctor Strange came out,
she's also kind of hot, so I'd give her a B.
I mean,
she also had sex with a robot a lot, like a lot. That's pretty big.
That's not unusual.
That's fine. We'll give her a C. That's fine. Mantis is like a D character because she doesn't fucking do anything.
Yeah, she's not completely horrible, but yeah, she's not.
She's also not. She's
not
Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Pepper Potts is actually
funny, but aren't particularly.
Yeah. They're like, this character's really funny.
The only thing she really ever contributed is just like sitting on the back of Thanos. Well, I can delay him for a bit.
Oh no! Yellow Flash just popped up in the chat and said, "Send Lofty the link."
Oh shit! Oh no!
The chat said no. Lofty.
No. Chat. Should we send the link?
I don't think we should send the link. I don't want Lofty in here.
Why is Yellow Flash telling Lofty to get in here? Lofty would probably have like his tier list here would probably be like the complete opposite.
Everybody gets a fucking A. Yeah, no. Yeah. Lofty's the worst. Pepper Potts is an F. She doesn't do anything.
What?
No.
Dude, no. Pepper Potts was such a great character, especially in the first Iron Man and what was it? The second Iron Man. She was like really, really, really great in those movies. She was like a really interesting counterbalance.
Except in the
to
first
the
movie,
character of Tony Stark. She gave a lot of. She kind of grounded him as a person. She was a necessary balance to his character.
In the first movie, there's a scene where Tony's on the roof and he says, "Press that button so that we can destroy Obadiah's suit and not die." And she goes, "But you'll die!" And he's like, "Fucking press the fucking button!" And then she does it. She almost got him killed because she didn't want to press the button that he was about to, because he was about to die anyways. He was like, "I'm either going to die and this is going to work, or I'm going to die because this guy's going to shoot me with a rocket."
Yeah, but
I mean, I don't know.
She did lead to some of Tony Stark's, like, my favorite Tony Stark moments. Like, where she introduces Black Widow and she's talking to him and he's just like, "I want one." Like, you had to tell somebody that. And
you know what? That's fair.
I think that's my favorite Iron Man line of all. It's just, "I want one."
You know what? I got to give it. If this Brew's going to defend her, I'll.
She's
not A, B. Come on, B.
Even I wasn't fine for that. I was
because like, she also got to.
She makes some good moments,
but she's terrible in Iron Man 3.
All right,
Iron Man 3 is terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
Pepper Potts is a great balance to the
Gwen
character.
Stacy. Again, another Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, I thought she was all right.
She was all right.
Yeah,
I can't remember the Incredibles movie at all.
Oh, that's fair.
I remember being very surprised that I really liked it, but I can't remember it.
Who is this?
Asian Spider-Man girl from Into the Spider-Verse. She had like the suit of armor, robot armor, and she was
yeah. Okay. I mean, she's forgettable. I don't remember anything about it.
No, we put her in the F because I don't want to put her in the D category. She's like a kid. It's weird. There's people I would sleep with in the D category. Feora from Man of Steel. I give her a B tier.
A what?
A B.
A B?
Yeah, she beat the fuck out of Superman. It was kind of cool.
I don't remember her, but I'll give her a
fair,
C.
I don't remember much of Man of Steel.
Mrs. Incredible.
I just remember like flying through buildings.
Yeah. Mrs. Incredible gets an S tier because like
the
ass though.
I mean, yeah.
And she also smashes Mr. Incredible, and like he can like break buildings with his bare hands. So like she's getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so can Superman. What about
That's
Lois?
true. That's very true. Yeah. But
I mean, she's just a normal human. Like
she
she's
just
gotta
like
do like some super
like
yoga or
Superman just
something.
like lays there gripping the bed, going, "Oh God, calm down."
Like
move.
One thrust would like completely destroy her, probably.
So.
Feel like that scene out of Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Into the ceiling.
Oh man.
All right, and then we have Violet.
Ugh. Essie. She has a cool power.
Yeah, she's all right.
There we go.
There we go.
Tier list of female superheroes.
The completely
definitive.
This is the official.
Yeah,
the
there's nothing.
official.
Yeah, there's nothing
EpicVerse
more
show tier list for female characters coming from totally not sexist people whatsoever who didn't rate them.
And where would you put Hermione?
Ooh, F.
No, I give her like I'd give her a D because she did help Harry a couple.
You give her a D?
Yeah, I'd give Emma Watson the D too.
Wow. All right. That's okay. Sure.
Well, even after everything she said.
Listen, she doesn't have to. I don't have to hear her talk. I'll wear headphones.
Oh, she'd make sure you heard her talk.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like an episode of She-Hulk. You're gonna be on the sofa. She's gonna like land out of a portal on you. You're gonna be reading feminist literature.
That's amazing.
So please tell me about your feeling.
Yeah. Let me hear about you.
I love how mad the chat gets every time we do these tier lists.
Yeah.
It's so great. It's so great.
I literally go, "What do you think about Hermione?" F.
Yeah, she's pretty terrible. There's Luna. Was that the name of the?
Not as bad as Ron. Like,
that's true. Ron was
there
terrible.
for.
Oh, Ron was awful.
No, I know
He was-
Blab said in the books he's actually decent, and they gave
Yeah, but
all of
that's-
his lines to. Was it Harry or Hermione?
Hermione. I think they give him to Hermione.
Oh no.
But my thing is this: everybody arguing is better than the books. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going to read the books, so. Yep.
Yeah. There's I actually really like the character of Luna from
Luna Lovegood. Yeah, she's pretty dope.
Way better than Hermione.
She's like, I'm definitely free basing mushrooms right now.
Yeah.
So,
It's like,
yeah.
I respect it.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and finish off with talking about this horror show of whatever Rings of Power is. We got episode 3 this week. Woo!
Might have been episode 300. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When the show's gone too long and doesn't know what else to do.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna get 50 hours of this, but it's gonna feel like the longest running TV series of all time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It really does feel like we're like well deep into this show at this point, but it's bad.
There's multiple people that I've seen have been like, it took me 3 hours to watch this because I like you just pause it. You're like, I'm so bored. I need to go do something else. So it was like She-Hulk. I actually paused it at one point, walked away, did something, forgot I was watching She-Hulk. That's how like my brain just like, no, save yourself. And run away.
Yeah. I started watching the show and then I got like, I think there was like 15, 20 minutes left and I just went to bed and got up and finished it in the morning.
Was Ben on last week?
No.
Do you know what Ben thinks of Rings of Power?
I haven't actually heard his thoughts about Rings of Power. I think he might have tweeted something.
He mentioned it when it first came out and he said he kind of liked it, I think.
Yeah.
But he hasn't really talked about it since. He's been kind of playing it close to the chest.
Which probably means he
because
loves
I
it.
could see from what he's talked about Marvel, I could see him liking it.
Yeah.
He talks a lot about the shots of movies and stuff. And even Multiverse of Madness, he's like, well, I like some of the scenes because they look good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I could see someone like that liking Lord of the Rings. Because, there's lots of like drone footage of landscapes and stuff that goes on for way too long, but it's all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
New Zealand's beautiful, isn't it? It's like, yes, we know New Zealand's beautiful. Can we get on some plot, please?
And for some reason, they decided to make it even worse with this episode by including just like an exuberant amount of slow-mo in this episode as well.
What the frick was the slow-mo, dude?
I genuinely think they spent so much on the cameras and then found out they could do slow motion with them. They're like, I've got to use that. Like,
They're like, well, yeah, we can't not use it.
£30,000 on a camera and not using all of its features.
Like literally the entire scene with her on the horse was just like slow-mo the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, what? What's going on here?
There was 3 different shots of the horse. And then it's just like her grinning.
Yeah. Yep. And there's just like a lot of stupid stuff in this episode that like there were so many times where I just had to pause it and I looked at my wife and I was like, why is this happening now? Like what is the logic behind this? Galadriel is still completely just horrendous in this episode as well.
Oh, she's worse.
Even like so
people are nice to her and she's just an arsehole back. It doesn't make any sense.
Like literally she shows up in Numenor and she's like in the courtroom and she's just acting like she has like this chip on her shoulder the entire scene. It's like, why are you
like, give me a boat?
Her allies.
Yeah, they're like, give me a boat, bitch. And they're like, no. And she's like, you don't tell me no. And they're like, we just did.
Yep.
Like,
she literally calls their ships like a few planks of wood and a piece of string or something. And I'm like, wow, so you're insulting them as you're demanding you get one from them. Even though they joined our side against Morgoth, it's like, yeah, so you might want to be grateful.
Yeah, exactly. And they literally use like some of those planks of wood and string to save your life from the ocean. So like
when she's about to nick a boat and he's like, you won't even get out the harbor. She's like, it was better than a situation I was in. No, because you're still in the ocean about to die with certain death from your own words. Certain death isn't better than certain death. That's not how that works.
Yeah. It's so bad. I was like, what is this? What is happening?
Yeah, and immediately as soon as like Halbrander did his thing where he was like hugging the guy randomly, it's like, okay, he's taking the dagger. There's like, and apparently in a room where there's like, like 50 people, like nobody apparently saw it somehow as well.
It's worse than that. I was like, well, they've just made it magically vanish and then they've magically brought it back in. But you actually see him, he's holding it like behind his hand and up behind his arm. But that only works in a magic trick because the camera's in a fixed perspective. So he's hiding it from the camera, but showing it to the entire room of people behind him.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
So bad.
Dude, the show is so bad.
Look, they actually broke the fourth wall with a dagger.
Yeah. Dude, it's embarrassing. Like, the show's so bad. And her like constant like belittling and berating everyone around her, and everybody's just like, you know what? It's fine. I'm like, why? Like, just kill her. They're like, I'll stab you. And she's like, no, you won't. You don't know who I am. They're like,
Mhm.
yeah, I do, and I'll fucking stab you. And she's like, no, you won't.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it about you, mortal, that makes you think you can do this to me when you have no idea who I am or something like that? I'm like, wow.
Mhm.
Like, just condescending little. Oh, and then there's the bit where she's like, I want the boat. It's like, well, no, we bought it. We paid for this island in blood, essentially, because we died in Fort Morgoth for it. We earned this ourselves. You gave us nothing. And she's just like, if blood is the price, I'll pay it. She essentially said, I will kill all of you to get a boat, despite the fact that this is your island. Oh.
And oh man, yeah, it's was that before they like did their like mystery reveal of like, whoa, the mark of Sauron is like Mordor and stuff? That
was before? Yeah, they do the palace scene, then she gets caught trying to nick the boat, and then he speaks Elvish, and she's like, oh, I want to go to where you learned Elvish. Like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I go on a horse? Yeah, you can go on a horse. Nobody expected us to be that excited to go on a horse, but there you go.
No.
And then that one place happened to have all of the answers that she could possibly have ever needed, just sitting there.
Yeah. Oh man, the writing.
My favorite part was in Disprove's review when he was like, oh, like, I've heard what ladies say about riding on horses. I can see why she was so excited.
No, there was an entire Twitter thread that went viral, and people were like having a go at it and going, "This person has no idea about women and horse." Well, you know, evidence shows otherwise.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So she threatens the guy's life. Then next scene, she's riding a horse randomly for some reason. The sea is always right as well. That is something that they really wanted to get across in this episode. So
that makes the stone good and ships are evil, because the stone goes into the water, which is always right and loyal, never commits treason, whereas the boat refuses to face truth and loyalty.
Yep.
So
I mean, Halbrand, you know, who is definitely not anybody but a regular human being. Guys, he's nobody else. There's nothing special about this guy.
He really likes forging.
Yep.
Really fucking likes forging. I love how these people show up and they're like, "What's up, bitch? We don't like you." And he's like, "You want a drink?" And they're like, "Sure, why the hell not?" Yeah, we're friends now. It's cool. And then immediately they're like, "By the way, I noticed you stole my shit." And he's like, "Hey, you can have it back." Like, you stole from the guy. Why would he be like at this point? They're gonna beat you up because you stole from them. And he's like, "Not if I beat you up first."
They were walking away, like they knocked him to the ground, and they were about to leave him. They turned to leave, and then you just see this go. Rah! It's like, whoa, God.
Yeah, no chill at all, dude.
Yeah. So
I have hunted for peace for longer than you could possibly imagine. For longer than you know. It's like, okay, right.
Yeah. So the sea is always right. They had to chant that. They literally had to like chant it to make sure that we understood.
There's lots of repeated dialogue. It's like when she does find the whole Mordor thing, they tell you what that sign is 3 times in 3 different ways to make sure that you really understand what this is.
The dialogue is probably like one of the worst things about the show. They either are very, very redundant with a lot of the dialogue, or they try to make all these things sound super smart, but really it's just not at all. And it's so obvious that they're like trying to come off as being super brilliant with this dialogue that they have. It just doesn't work at all.
Yeah, I do, to give them the most generous interpretation, I think they are trying to sound like Tolkien when they do that.
Yeah.
They're trying to imitate something greater than themselves, which you can't do.
Right.
That's the problem there. But they still tried to do it anyway. And it's like, no, for $1 billion, you could have got someone that could do that. But you would have needed someone who essentially was a master of language.
Yeah.
And it's like they never even... No, we can do it. Yeah. I've written for Star Trek before. I can do this.
That's honestly like that takes some gall to think that you can like write in the same way as the great Professor Tolkien. At least with Peter Jackson with like Lord of the Rings, there was a lot of like lines and dialogue that were from different characters that they kind of like would shift around and have other characters say them in different scenes. But it was all still for the most part like Tolkien. Like it was all still coming from the book, even if a lot of the dialogue was, cut and copy and pasted to like another character in another scene or whatever else. Like it was still
Yeah.
all still from the book. So,
but I even think there's ways you could do it. Like you could just write a normal script, and then you could pay someone that was really into sort of literature and language and that kind of stuff, and they could essentially like almost translate it into something that fits better.
Right. Yeah.
The same way they write about books. When you first write a book, you've got loads of extraneous language in there, and then through repeated iterations, you get it down to like a far tighter bit of prose. And so they needed to do something like that with this, rather than just make things not make sense, but it's supposed to sound philosophical.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Absolutely. So yeah. So then they went to Arendir, and obviously there was, you know, a lot of subtlety with him being in chains and all that stuff, which was really awesome.
The first black elf ever on television, and the first thing he experiences is racism, and then the next major thing he experiences is being trapped in a dirty tunnel trying to, you know, and then the third thing he experiences is being in chains.
Yep.
And forced manual labor.
Taken against his will, and then put in chains.
Yeah.
And then I do love to like how he turns around, he gets there, even though he's been crawling around in a tunnel for, you know, just a couple hours and everything like that, and somehow like all of his other elf friends are somehow there, and they look like they've been there for a while. I'm like, when did they do this? Because like
Nobody
you
asked.
just
Even he doesn't ask. How on earth did you get here? Would be the first words out of my mouth.
Yeah, like this just happened to me. How did you get here? Because the last time I saw you was days ago, and I just found out about this orc stuff like a couple hours ago.
Oh yeah, he was also called Knife Ears or whatever as well.
He was the first person to get called a slur in the show.
Yep. So
he's really breaking stereotypes here.
Isn't that interesting that Rings of Power put out a whole thing about how we won't stand for this, you know, this is disgusting, you can't throw slurs at people, and then in their own show they're doing it to people. Like they're the only person I've seen to actually throw a slur around.
And then the first person they do it to is the black guy.
Yep.
Who's the only black elf so far, because dark elves, apparently they said it doesn't mean that they don't have dark skin, but then all the other dark elves are white. They're all white people.
Well, I think in what they've done, I think they said it in the second episode, I think it was. There were 2 times that a human and an elf got together, and both times the human dies giving birth, but that's how he was created, essentially.
Oh, so they're like,
because that's how I took it, because the guy was talking about, well, you know, humans and elves haven't really been together when he's talking about him and his missus, and he kind of went, well, you don't have to tell me, as if I should know because I am one, kind of thing.
Oh, I just implied he was like, I know because I'm smashing one of them right now. But
well, no, because he was saying it always ends badly. So I assumed it was like childbirth.
Well, that's even better than they're like, he's like, you know, when those human and elf get together, you know, really bad stuff happens, like your dark skin, because you're the only one of us like this.
Kind of makes it really evil as well, because it means that he knows that if he gets together with her, if anything happens, she's dead. And he's like, I'll do it anyway, you know.
Well, I'll smash anyways. I get to live. I live forever. I'll eventually forget about it.
I'll put her on the D tier.
Wow. Yeah, that makes it worse. Yikes.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, and so then they're like digging like this like tunnel out from around a tree, which didn't make any sense to me. Like they kind of got like halfway through digging out all of the dirt around the roots of the tree, and then suddenly they're just like, yeah, we can't do this anymore. You know, there's a tree in our way. Really? You mean after you've already dug out like almost all the dirt from around the roots, you suddenly realize that there's a freaking tree and you can't get around it, apparently? Or
the
anything?
whole idea of the tunnels makes less sense the more you think about it. Because there's lots of these offshoot tunnels which go underground, which would be entirely protected by the sunlight. And then they've got this massive trench going through the middle with just sunlight streaming in from the sky, like all over the place. But apparently, you know, that's fine. And rather than just digging a tunnel which would support itself and keep soil on top and therefore completely protect you from the sun, which is the only reason you're digging a tunnel in the first place, you dig one with an open roof to the sky, which is exactly what you're trying to... Why does this exist? You just have holes going off into all your other tunnels, but there's no need to have this trench here.
Yeah.
If anyone's like, well, you know, it's beneath, it's to give them some kind of cover from people seeing them at distance. No, because they're cutting down all the pissing trees so everyone can see this massive burnt scar on the ground.
Yeah.
Which announces your presence. And I think someone said yesterday, it was like, they've been doing this, a massive scar throughout the entire land, right next to an elven encampment, which is specifically designed to look for orcs. And they never noticed this big smoking plume in the distance where they've been burning all the trees.
Yeah. They're like, no, that's normal.
Yep. It is literally like they've got multiple storylines, and at no point did they think how one storyline affects the other storyline.
Right.
It's like, no, he's moved into this one now, and it's separate.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah. It's bad. It's all bad.
Man. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the whole tree thing was ridiculous. The whole tunnel thing is silly.
Yeah. And he gets told, if you get any opportunity to go above ground, look for the tree line. Take any opportunity. And they're like, do you want to cut that tree down? No. Nobody wants to go up there.
Yeah. And what, like, they're using, like, it looks like a axe made out of, like, a bone or something as well. And he, like,
Yeah,
hops
that's
up
not
there
cutting through anything. That
thing.
thing.
To chop
They
down
had
this
actual
massive
axes?
tree.
And then they gave him some weird messed up one. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why don't they just cut out? Why don't they just cut out some of the roots on one side of the tree?
Yeah.
And go that way.
Yeah.
And the tree could stand. It's like, no, I hate that tree. That
Yeah.
tree.
No, cut that tree down. And he's like, I'll cut it down. But then, like, even watching him cut the tree down, he's like,
yeah. I mean, it's so
I'm like,
stupid
it's
because
gonna take you days.
So he was
there
gonna,
are
like,
lumberjack TikToks he really should have watched before.
Yeah,
he did that.
yeah, exactly. So he was going to, like, cut down the tree at the trunk, and then they would still have to take out the whole root system anyway.
Yes, entirely pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just so stupid.
Like,
what were they going to do? Just stand there and watch him cut down a tree for days and days? Like,
yeah, that's a huge tree.
They didn't allow any of the others to help. It was just him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote this.
And I'm sorry, but when the whole thing with his friend getting, like, killed, like getting slashed on the throat, I kind of laughed.
Oh, the shaving cut. Yeah.
He's
like,
like,
this is a family show. We can't show anything more than just like a red stain. But then,
it was
in about
amazing.
10 minutes, you're gonna not believe the horror that we show you in this family show.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like,
wow. Yeah.
I'm like, how did you die from that? What did he cut on you?
Yeah.
It wasn't even that deep
the
of a
way he
cut.
cut him, decapitated him. Absolutely. I was fully expecting like an Underworld moment where the head just slides off slowly.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, no. Look, if you're gonna do it, just show it from above the head. If you can't show anything,
right.
There's so many other ways you could have done it where you could have just cut it off the camera, so you didn't want to show anything at all.
That would have been better for sure. Leave it up to the imagination of the viewer.
So they're just like,
yeah,
and they're all just watching him standing around. They're like, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah. And he had like,
they even could have had his hand on, and you just like see something coming, like slipping through his fingers.
Right.
That way, you could have had a little bit, and it still would have worked. But then they go, "I'm going to show you everything." No,
it's like the equivalent of like a nosebleed. It's like, wow, all right.
I think I've had more severe nosebleeds than what you had.
Oh man,
elves are just really fragile, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The orcs renowned for just dying all over the place.
Yeah, so this is kind of our first time kind of getting to experience the orcs in greater detail as well, and you know, they look okay, but there's a lot of weird, like they were doing these weird like threats with the people as well that didn't really make much sense, flailing their whips around, and it was just kind of like, okay, whatever. And then
the threats didn't make any sense unless they're scared to go out into the sunlight. But if you're scared to go out in the sunlight, then just put some tarps over the top. So
yeah,
like there's no reason to have that even open at this point. You could just put some cloth there. Apparently that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of slow-mo in this episode as well. So that was fun. Just make it even drag it out even more than what it was, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
The pace of the speech, like literally the entire episode would be a third the length if they just cut out the pauses between speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what they do? They talk like politicians. Now that is a tactic designed to, firstly, it's because they want, that's like lowest common denominator. Well, I want everyone to understand what I'm saying, but they think because it's slower, it makes more impact. But you do that for an hour and I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, and then you get to the hobbits. or whatever you want to call them, the Harfoots. And this is the episode where you find out that they're just horrible people. Their society is terrible. Apparently, they'll leave you behind in a heartbeat, and
they will leave you behind and rub it in your face that they are going to do it and make you sit there and listen to them. Well, they go, we'll wait for you. Yeah, wait for them. Like, we don't wait for anybody. We'll wait for you. We'll wait for all of you.
Yeah. And then apparently they'll just write you down in their book and laugh at your death later on as well.
Yeah. We really should have waited for them.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy died by bees.
Yeah, they're like, haha, what a loser. He's forever in our hearts.
They even have a punishment called de-caravanning, which presumably means you can't join the caravan. And they're like, yeah, but we'll let you follow us as we leave you behind because we want to watch you suffer. There's loads of people that are just standing here and jumping along next to the caravans, not pushing anything. That all could help you. I just can't be bothered.
Yep. Yeah, it's amazing. They're doing a very good job of making everyone in the show as unlikable as possible.
Brandy was actually my favorite character until this episode. Almost entirely because of that scene with the wizard where she does that scream. I thought that's like the best screen and the best face I've ever seen. So I really liked her as a character, and now I'm just like, you are surrounded by horrible, evil people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we need to catch up to him now. Run.
Yeah, my foot's broken. They're like, man, you're probably gonna die then.
There's a lot of weird similarity things that they're trying to play off of Lord of the Rings in this episode as well. Like, so in Numenor, they designed Numenor to look like Minas Tirith, which was interesting. That they, so creatively bankrupt they can't come up with something new. They're like, all right, well, let's just look at Minas Tirith. All right, we'll just kind of redo that.
Even with entirely redundant, like, you would never do this architectural kind of stuff. Sort of, so they've got like the main entranceway, and then you've got that sort of big long, you know what I mean, the like, it juts out of the rock and then just has a bit off at the end, like where the flaming guy ran off. That serves no purpose. There's no architectural reason to have that. So to see that in two different places, unless you literally want to say that Minas Tirith was inspired by Numenor somehow in the distant past, that thing would never exist twice. Because
right.
There's no reason for it.
Yeah, exactly. And then they also do this thing where with the Harfoots, they have this scene that looks very similar to the Bilbo birthday scene, which I thought was interesting as well. So it's kind of interesting how they're doing those little subtle things, and I think that they're probably doing it to get. I think they're trying to do that to get Lord of the Rings fans to get excited about the show more. As kind of like these weird little Easter egg things, sort of. But
I've seen some reviews which said there isn't enough Lord of the Rings Easter eggs. So some people do definitely look for that.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. And then they do the whole thing where they're like, they do the funny thing that I thought about the Harfoots is that they start off in this episode with them doing kind of like this weird march thing, and they're talking about how what don't they say something like they don't leave anybody behind or something like that?
Yes. No one walks alone.
Yeah.
Nobody walks alone.
No one
unless you broke your foot. Then you get stuffed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole thing. Like, they're not just like, I genuinely think the orcs are better people than Harfoots, right? Because the orcs just go around killing people. But that's what the orcs do, and you can defend themselves, and they make no bones about it. They're not pretending to be anything else. The Harfoots smile, they'll be part of your tribe and everything else, and they take pleasure in not just leaving you behind to die, but they will taunt you as you're sitting there doing it with a smile on their faces.
Yep.
Like, they are true evil.
Yeah, it's despicable.
Yeah. Really, really fucking bad.
I was like, I can't believe someone wrote that, sent it out, and thought that these were good, like the good guys.
Right.
Oh, people are gonna root for these.
And
no, I want the wolf. That wolf that we saw in episode 1. I'm all for him.
Yeah, I mean, you made a really good point, just proves that this actually makes them even worse than the orcs, because with the orcs, they are, trying to fight other people and everything else, and that's kind of their thing, trying to take over whatever other lands, other peoples, and things like that. This is literally like they're supposed to be like this like family, this like clan of people, and they're like, no, we're just gonna fuck you, you're gone. Just
they revel in your pain.
Yeah,
and they'll pretend I'm doing it for your own good. It's horrific.
Yeah, bad. It's all bad.
And then of course we come to the end of this episode where we get whatever the hell this is supposed to be. Like some of the worst CGI that I've seen in a very long time.
Is that CGI like this? I wasn't sure if the close-ups were like a model. That could be.
I'm pretty sure it's CGI. I think it's CGI, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, either way,
some of it was definitely CGI, but I wasn't sure whether the close-ups were because it'd make more sense to have a model when it's close-up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess I don't really know what the ratio is between what was green or what was like CGI and what was like practical effects when it comes to this show or anything. I know that they did things like they made Numenor like as like an actual city. They built like some of the sets as well for some of those types of things. But when it comes to and they actually for the orcs, I believe that they actually made the orcs pretty much all practical effects as well. So, I'll give them that as kind of, at least they did that better than the Hobbit, because the Hobbit pretty much made all of their orcs visual effects, which was just not a good idea, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't really know with things like this if this is...
Looking it up, it sounds like it's just CGI, but I could be wrong, but I think it was all just CGI.
It definitely, it kind of moved a lot like a CGI type of character.
Oh yeah, I think all the movement was. It was just like for scenes like this where it's like a headshot and stuff. I just
yeah. But it's terrible.
There's a really awful bit when it like comes around the corner originally and starts walking down. Because for the review bit, I go through 2x speed to get to the clips that I want. You see the animation in 2x speed, and oh my god, does it really show the flaws when you see it like going around?
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's got teeth in its hair.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's
I seriously, I do not understand why they thought that this was a good design for this creature at all either. Like one of my favorite things when it comes to fantasy is like creature design. That's always been kind of one of my favorite things, is seeing what the creative aspects are when it comes to designing new creatures and things like that. And this is honestly just horrific. One of the worst I've seen in a very long time. So
that's embarrassing.
Well, you even got stuff like the teeth. Like there's actual reasons why teeth exist. And those two ones that go like that defeat the object of being able to bite and tear into flesh.
Right.
Because it's off at a side. So it makes it harder to do. So there are times like that where you're like, well, okay, you didn't know about the armor. Why didn't you ask someone about the armor?
Yeah.
Like with the why don't you ask someone about the design of how a predator would be created?
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Oh man, just listening to Shad, especially like rip into all of the horrible design when it comes to the armor and how it literally makes no sense at all from a practical standpoint is just it's great. It's like
I love that kind of talk because it's not something I would ever know or think about, but it's really interesting when it's like, no, this is the reason why it looks like this in the first place.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%, man. Yeah.
It's
embarrassing, dude.
Joe C818, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey guys, I find it hard to believe that elves would allow themselves to be taken prisoner and put into forced labor when at Mario Kart, Mike. Cheers.
Thanks.
It would have made far more sense if they just had the villagers, which we know were taken, digging. But they had to have them be the elves. Because he had to be the only elf that survived to prove himself better than all the other elves that were there. In that fight scene, he was the only one that did literally any action at all. Everyone else just cut their chains and ran off. He was the only one who did anything to defend them or attack.
Maybe I just missed it, but when his friend kind of like climbs up the edge and when he gets up, he sees the arrow sticking out of him. Like, where do those arrows come from? They don't show the orc that shot the bow.
I think if you look in the distance, they're like way, way, way back, and I think they're like if I remember correctly, because I paused it at that moment because I was like, where are these freaking guys coming from? I think they're hiding way in the back of the like off in the distance at like a tree line, but they're not in like there's no hole or anything. So I'm like, why are they out in the sun, but the other orcs couldn't be?
Right. It didn't make any sense.
I didn't pause it and look, but they must be on both sides because at one he gets one in front of him and then he turns around and gets hit with another one.
Yeah.
So there must be someone behind the camera as well.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't bother looking because I'm like, it was two directions.
Yeah, it was just not
weird.
a great way to shoot that part.
It's a weird part of the show actually because I thought this was the same thing with the sword. The sword because they're hiding it from the camera, it actually doesn't make sense to the viewer what's happened. It looks like it's vanished because they're specifically making it look that way to you. And so I went through bit by bit to try and work out where the sword was. So you'll simultaneously have them trying to keep things from the audience, and then they'll do other things where they treat the audience like they're actually like mentally deficient and repeat the same things that you should already know, or repeat the same things in 3 different ways. It's like they can't work out, do we want the audience to work towards the answers or just spell everything out for them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. It's like straight in the background. It's really, really, really small. But there are orcs all the way in the background, like cheering and like holding their hands up. But they're in the middle of the sun.
What?
Oh.
Jeez.
Yeah, because the other ones couldn't even, like, they literally couldn't come out to fight them because of the sun.
Yeah. Here, I have it right here.
All right, cool.
This is kind of nuts. I won't play the video, obviously.
Because I was super confused watching it where those arrows were coming from because they didn't really show.
Look at this. They're in the sun. Like, look at where they're standing.
Wow.
Oh.
They're right there, like in the sun.
Just standing out in the open.
Yeah, there's no clearing, there's no tent, there's no hole.
And in this show, they really, really showed that the orcs do not like the sun. Like it fries their skin or something, you know, like almost like a vampire in a weird way.
It was like an episode of Buffy. It was weird.
Yeah.
I think they overdid it. Like you could have had it where it kind of blinded them, or they got to always have one hand covering their eyes or something, so they couldn't fight properly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
what would they even argue for that? They're going to say, "Oh, well, actually, the sun's behind the trees, and so the trees giving them shade."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know
because
like,
I
nobody
think
back here.
When Tolkien talks about the sun like affecting orcs and goblins and things like that, I think he basically just explains that it makes them weaker, and you know, it kind of makes them more like it's just it's very unpleasant to them, but it also just makes them kind of like act weaker in a way, so which isn't what they were doing here. They just went like full, like you said, it was full like
steam
Buffy
coming off one of them.
Yeah, it's weird. But apparently those ones can just stand out in the sun, and you know.
Well, even in that fight, they're like, "Well, I can't fight you because I can't come out from underneath these rags."
Mm-hmm.
But then at the end, they come out anyway to grab him, and it's like, "Well, okay, is a covering enough over your head that you can come out and now grab him? And if it is, then why couldn't you fight with it?" It's that kind of stuff. I don't think anyone particularly cares that much about the rules as long as it's within the theme, like it makes sense within the universe. But you like, even if you want to go out and decide to change canon or just come up with your own universe or whatever, your rules should be internally consistent. That's even worse than just changing what was already there.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Our D&D plot has less holes than this garbage show.
Yeah.
That's really funny. That's really funny.
Yeah. Just bad.
That's because you'll retroactively come up with something to explain them away. That's why. They filmed this a long time ago. They don't have that excuse.
Yeah. Yep. At least, you know, don't feel like I'm going to fall asleep watching you guys play D&D. So
that's true.
Well, yeah. And if, you know, if I came up with a problem about Ruda, like started calling him evil or something, it would send out tweets about how I'm a racist. That's probably what I do.
Yeah.
That's his get out of jail free card.
Oh man. So yeah, there's another episode of Rings of Power. It's terrible. I hate it. I hate everything about this show. And yeah, we have another episode to look forward to next week. So that's
yay.
That's exciting.
It's so bizarre because it's like I get the feeling like we've missed something, but I can't even think of it. Like the moment things over, you're just glad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was so happy when the episode ended. I was like, oh, thank God it's over.
Like, I forget that She-Hulk has an after credit scene every week because the moment those titles hit, I'm off. I generally see on Twitter people complaining about the after credit scene. I'm like, oh, I forgot that existed. Okay, I'll have to go.
Well, what's crazy too is even the actual like credits themselves, like the drawn credits, have like spoilers in them. or like spoilers, but Easter eggs, because apparently, yeah, I didn't know this. Drunk 3PO is actually the one that saw it. The chick that said she made a deal with a demon to like apparently get back or whatever it was. They show her later in the show, like drawn in the credits next to Mephisto sitting in a chair.
Wow.
So they tease Mephisto, but like just like spilled over it. He's
so
like
is
a
that
major
why
character.
she's with Wongas? Which
I don't know. That's my thing. I was like, if
I
her
even
dropping
cringed myself then when I said it. I said it to deliberately because I knew it annoyed me, and I'm like, I even annoyed myself.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep.
Ugh. Yeah. At least with She-Hulk, like it's bad, but it's obviously like horrible, but like
stuff
it's
happens.
Entertaining at least because things happen, but Rings of Power is just such a slog, man. It's so bad.
Oh, Rudai, we did mention the dagger and how he doesn't hide it from anybody.
No, he hides it from the camera. That's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
It's like, for some reason, there's a guy from the 21st century over there with some strange technical device I've not seen. He better not see this dagger. What's this weird fluffy thing above my head on a weird boom?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's so bad.
Look, just know that if you ever want anything in life, what you do is go in with someone that tells you not to annoy them because they could really just kick the crap out of you, and then say you're going to murder all of them if they don't give you whatever you're going to get. They're bound to help you. It always works.
Yep, every time. Wow, it's bad. Do you have the last two super chats, by the way?
I believe I got all the super chats.
We got one from Chef Nick Nero for $9.99. It doesn't say anything. He just sent it to us because he's wonderful. I know you didn't see that one.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you, Chef Nick Nero. We've been chatting a little bit on in DMs, so thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for coming out. That's probably going to be it, unless you had a closer for us, Mike.
No, but we did our tier list, and this show fucking sucks. It's bad.
There you go. Yep.
It's all bad.
Sounds about right.
She-Hulk isn't good. You know.
Yeah.
At least House of the Dragons is passable so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your tier list had more logical consistency than the plot of Rings of Power.
Yeah. It's bad. Yeah. We're literally making it up as we go, and we're doing a better job than a team of writers. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, what's the D tier? Well, sometimes it's this, sometimes it's this, and sometimes it's something else.
Yeah, sometimes it's just it's a bad character that isn't really necessarily an F, or I put him in F, but I want to bang him.
So you get the D. Hey, at least you still have like a motive behind it, you know. At least you have still some sort of motive behind why you'd want to do that.
Would you ever demote someone from the C tier for the same reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe. I'd be like, well, yeah.
The joke's worth it.
We'll just bring it down to the D tier here, and we'll just it's fine.
Oh yeah, we also got the Mufasa prequel coming out as well.
Oh yeah,
super exciting.
Yeah.
Did you see Discussing Films tweet? That's like one of my favorite tweets of all time. It was just The Little Mermaid's next. It was like, whoa, calm down there.
Dude, it's
We're
so
going to destroy
bad.
everything you love. The Little Mermaid is next.
Oh,
dude,
wow.
It's so freaking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope, that is what it is.
Yeah. So with that being said, thank you everyone for coming out. Really appreciate you all. We'll be back here next Saturday as well at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. So make sure you check us out then. Make sure you go check out Mike. He's got his channel going, which is awesome. Yep. And he's got his first video out over there. Epic Mike.
Smiled like he was on a horse then.
Yeah.
Just fucking, it's a thing, man.
And also go follow him on Twitch. Follow and subscribe to Disparu as well. He's doing
he's coming in on 75K, man. Woo! Holy shit.
It's been a bizarre ride the last few months.
Yeah. Dude, I bet. I mean, you're just cruising, dude.
That's awesome. Yeah. So with that being said, thank you everyone for coming out. We appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you all in another stream very soon. Bye.
See ya.